couldn't wait to play. And Jared's really funny.
Yeah, Jared's at the beach.
Yeah.
You know what that
I'm gonna
means?
have
That
to
he
harass him right now. Just kidding.
You're right. He has.
prefers the beach
Huh?
over us.
Huh?
No,
Huh?
he invited me. He's like, I'll see you in 6 hours.
um,
I was like, sure, I'll get an Uber right now and leave work.
all right, so we'll do a quick recap from last session, and then we'll jump into things. I got sounds of the swamp going on in the background. Swamp campfire. There we are.
It's nice, nice.
So last session, you guys had uh, started off at the site of where the patrol and the wagons were attacked and ambushed by the lizard folk. Couple pieces of information you were able to see, as I corrected last session, that they are from the Wagon Wheel Cloak Society. That amid the chaos and blood on the ground, you could see that there were lizard folk tracks that led further into the swamp. Something though that you was able to recognize was that, or well, everyone was able to see this. There was like a slimy trail that was kind of going in the same direction as these lizard folk tracks. You was able to discern that these were from a flail snail, and that he informed me of this, and the group continued on. And while doing this, you was also making random noises in order to fuck with the group.
Yeah.
This then led to the group catching themselves in a pit of quicksand, which you guys are sitting close to. When you got into it, you know, some of you sank only up to your knees, some of you sank up to your chest, and me, for example, sank up to his entire head. So while this happened, a collective of crocodiles had made their way out from the swampy waters to attack the group. Two giant crocodiles and a few smaller crocodiles. From this, the group was able to use various means to get out of the quicksand before sinking too far in, and you're able to dispatch the crocodiles. Um, uh, After that, the crocodiles, I believe it was actually Albina who, yeah, Albina was the one that like wanted to take some of the teeth. So she ended up getting those, which
Yes.
can act as caltrops. Um, So, another thing that was picked up on was that Smith and you both noticed that when they cast their fireballs, there were tiny little pops and crackles and little flashes of fire around where they were doing this, kind of giving them the impression that there might be flammable gas pockets here in the swamp, and that moving further and further in might lead to slightly higher concentrations of those. At this point, the party decided to rest in order to gain some of their stamina back to continue pressing on. Unfortunately, before they were able to finish that, an elk ran up through the small clearing that they were in, just ran right past them. Unfortunately, two Yonti scouts came up behind it. Noticing the party there resting, they decided to draw their weapons and charge at the group. This basically confounded the group a little bit because they had yet to see signs of snake folk. The only tracks that they had been finding so far were that of lizard folk. So through the combat, you were able to defeat these guys. I would actually, I did watch back the replay of this on the stream. I will say, Luna was pretty in her element there with with her spike growth and then blinding the one. And that allowed Cephas to get in there and pretty much rip the one in half. So you guys, at that point, not very badly wounded, but wanting to at least catch your breath for a minute, you decided to take another rest. So that's where we're going to pick up is, right now there are some Yuan-ti bodies kind of split in pieces, some crocodile bodies. You could see around the area, like small swampy, like carrion crawlers almost, and like the detritus is kind of letting these bodies like sink into the swamp. Not as viscerally as when me used his whales of the grave to literally pull a crocodile into the swamp, but just kind of like slowly sinking in. You see bugs climbing up onto these corpses and carcasses, starting to eat away at it, returning nature to nature.
There's one little bit of information that Smith knows a rumor about a possible black dragon. So we're aware that could be.
Yes. Yeah. So Smith did recall that rumors held that somewhere deep within the mire of dead men was an old an old citadel that was used to worship a black dragon, that it housed an old black dragon.
Yeah, keep aware of that. Can I, during this short rest, the only thing I get back is face stuff. If that.
That, and you get any hit points if you lost any, but I don't know if you lost any.
I didn't, but. Okay, Iluna wants to kind of, if they already started to like sink in, that seems so gross, but cast Druidcraft on some of these bodies, but also suggest that maybe we move the well, she doesn't even know they're Yuan-ti yet. So first of all, she'd probably ask what in the world those snake things were.
Snake people.
If anyone knows.
I'll say everyone roll a history check.
Ugh. Yeah. Iluna knows nothing about them.
Snake people.
Snake people. Look like snakes. Fuck like people.
Oh my.
We never got a rest, right?
No, at this point you did. At this point you do have a short rest.
Okay.
So yeah, you can anyone who is if Iluna is doing some druidcraft and stuff like that, that will not apply.
Ooh.
Fearful
Can I?
Oof. Mm-hmm.
I can do the Druidcraft after.
I mean, that's up to you. That depends on, how much. I don't know to what degree you want to do Druidcraft for me to say how long that process is going to take. Like, I understand that Druidcraft only takes 6 seconds to cast. I just don't know what you're doing with it, and then you asked about the Yuan-ti. So I'm going to address the Yuan-ti, and then you can let me know what you wanted to do with Druidcraft. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to say that with Smith's knowledge of the area, and a little bit more of the swamp. I guess I should also probably roll for me as well. I got the new Vecna dice, and it's crazy because you can't actually see what you roll until it rolls. Actually, no, I kind of like that. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna say that Smith is pretty much the one who knows this. You're aware. I mean, Yuan-ti, they're not like unknown creatures, but basically, Yuan-ti were originally humans who. Oh crap! That thing changed. Yuan-ti were originally humans who transformed themselves into serpent folk in order to appease their gods through ancient rituals. They were corrupted, unfortunately, by these rites, and some Yuan-ti instead became a new people that had both the characteristics of humans and snakes. So they were, Yuan-ti they are known across the realm, um, but in a lot of cases, Yuan-ti represent dark ritualistic magics.
Um, we should search these bodies because we saw their weapons, but Luna's gathering them a bit more civilized than she imagined. A little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, they
I
did
mean,
come charging at us first,
I mean the
even
ones
though.
the ones that are here on the ground in front of you. Uh, like I said, keep in mind this is what they look like. They have they have like the body of a they have like the body of a snake. They have the arms and like upper proportions of a human, and then a snake's head. And they were mostly hissing at one another. So you actually don't know off the top of your heads, like, do they know common? Do they know like other languages?
They didn't respond when Luna tried to warn them. But if there's anything on them to indicate maybe where they're from or
I
anything
would
about their
say
society or.
the only thing that they have on them right now, um, is each one has a crude pack and you know, I mean, the scimitar that they have in their hand, the sword, and then the longbows that they had. I will say that they are all in very poor condition, unfortunately. The wood to the longbows are mostly rotted. You don't actually think they would last you very long. And the scimitars are also just of like very poor quality.
Yeah, I wasn't aiming to get anything unless mostly to assess their, well, like you're saying, if it's poor quality, they may not be very strongly
Oh.
accompanied with anybody
Welcome
else
back,
or
buddy.
associated. Um,
Oh.
I'm gonna suggest if they're, well, you said their bodies were already starting to be like taken over by the small swamp creatures.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying like they're half gone. It's only been an hour at most that these things have been sitting here. I'm just saying like bugs and small scavengers are now starting to like crawl
Yeah.
up on their bodies.
Um, they're pretty big though. They're like 8 or 9
They
feet
are
tall.
large.
I was gonna suggest we try to put them in the quicksand because we kind of sunk in that pretty fast, but I don't know if we have the combined strength. So putting the suggestion to the group. I mean, Iluna isn't gonna be able to drag that damn thing all by herself, so I don't imagine. And carefully put it in the quicksand so she doesn't like fall in herself.
So are you dragging their
Well,
bodies over there?
I would suggest to the party if they agreed, they could help.
Which bodies are we moving and why?
The snakes, so we
Uh,
can hide
yep.
them.
Would I, before we even try doing that, can I study them?
To what degree?
To know more about snake people?
Okay.
Just like their physicality, like
I
how
mean,
their body moves and like what they're made of.
they're made out of like
Healthy.
tissue and muscle and stuff like that. I mean, think of a snake, but then like attach a Ken doll to torso to it. It's kind of what you got. I mean, literally like it's just from from neck to belly button is like human anatomy for the most part. I mean, from what you can see, even from the ones that that Cephas has split in tway, you can see that for the most part there is very similar anatomy to that of a human, but from the head, it goes up to that like prehensile jaw that can like open wider than its face is. Its tail from like waist down to the end of its tail just pretty much identical to that of a large snake.
Are there
So
any
I mean,
spears laying
any
around?
any spears? No.
Any really sturdy sticks?
I'm sure. I'll say there's like some trees around.
Tree branches.
So
Yeah.
are you looking to harvest a stick?
Well,
For reasons?
Yes, two
How
sticks.
big are these crocodile bones?
The biggest crocodile bone. I mean, the giant ones are about twice the size. Okay,
Maybe
Aaron,
you can use one of those.
what are you aiming to do with this stick? I'm curious.
I want to put it in right before and right after the quicksand to mark where the location is of it, and
So
put the
we don't-
snake heads on it.
Oh, okay, almost like leaving a marker.
Yes.
Ah.
Um,
Gotcha.
but I wanted to
Okay.
hide them so
You can
And
hide the bodies. I just want the heads.
snake people don't realize
I-
that they're dead.
I also
Okay.
and we'll use the alligator heads.
Okay. That's
I
totally
like. I
fine.
mean, I like this plan, the whole market thing.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
say-
want to fall in that again.
Yeah, I will say that that with what is available around you, you could
Make an X out of
Uh,
bones.
you can take some time to like cut down some of the branches around here. I imagine if so long as
Would this be considered light activity?
no, I'm definitely going to say
Okay.
that this is going to have to take some time after your short
After.
rest. If you wish to benefit from the effects of the short rest, this is going to have to happen afterwards. The
Okay.
most that I would say that you could cut time out of would be picking up sticks and like whittling them to a point. But even to
Okay.
that degree, it's like I said, if anyone who doesn't want to long rest, this can be done within the span of time that long rest would have occurred. Otherwise, to cut off these heads with the capacity to which your group is proficient with dismembering and disfiguring corpses and bodies, it won't take you guys more than like 15-20 minutes to really do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And
think
realistic,
that's
are we doing a long
okay.
rest or a short rest?
You're in a short rest.
Okay.
You said
Okay, so
Because the only reason I asked is you said long rest in that.
yeah.
So
oh,
Mixed
sorry,
one.
my apologies. Definitely meant short rest. Okay, so here would be my question. Who would be helping Iluna drag the Yanti bodies into the quicksand? This is not, I'm not asking this because I'm going to make you fall into the quicksand. I just want to know who's helping her with
To the
that.
short rest, right?
I want to follow the
After the
quicksand.
short rest, correct.
Can we use the
I'll help her.
Okay.
carpet? Oh my goodness. I can imagine in my head and cannot think of
Seftis
the
is
word.
flying carpet? I think you'll have to ask Seftis.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that's good. Where are you?
I can't remember if it holds its weight capacity.
It can hold, if it's flying,
That's
it
for
can hold
him.
400 pounds.
Oh, we'll just break them into little pieces. There you go. If Septus is up to sharing it.
Oh, now I've got to do some cutting. How rude.
Well, how much do these snakes seem to weigh?
I don't know. They're
Just
big.
Well,
they're
llamas.
big.
Size of a...
Like
I will say
399
they're, yeah,
pounds. Plus
sure,
under.
they're each one is, you could move one whole body
And
to the pit of quicksand at a time.
I wasn't imagining both at the same time. In my mind, these things are horrifyingly large, so...
I mean, they are.
They did look
I
pretty
mean,
big. Yeah.
I will say, yeah, I'll say that with your combined efforts, considering most of you have, around a 200 to like a 150 to 200 pound carrying capacity, Seftis having the highest. So we'll say that, so the three of you, Albina, Eilun, and Seftis, you start going about loading up these Yuan-Ti on there. Roll something real fast. Okay. And as you as the three of you are doing that, Smith, do you want to help me and you like sort of cutting up some of these alligator heads and putting them onto spikes, or do you just want to hang out and watch the crimes of, like, war crimes?
I'll be watching the war crime go on.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you see, like, me and you going about, like, carving up some of these sticks, chopping the heads off the alligators, setting them on there, getting them just right so that, like, some of their jaws are hanging down, and then, like, stamping these spikes around around the pit of quicksand. And while this is going on, Albina, Eiluna, and Seftis, as the three of you are loading up one of the Yuan-Tis, on that crude pack that it's carrying, you actually see a scroll fall out of it.
leave it on the ground.
Ooh.
Throw it in the quicksand, too. No, I don't care what happens to it.
Alvina's gonna pick it up if she can.
Yeah, you can pick it up. You can see that it has, it definitely seems, like it's old weathered parchment. It has a string just kind of like tying it together.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
Okay. So on the inside, you happen to see a. No, you are currently just beheading alligators and sharpening twigs. You can see there is some writing on here, but it is written in a language that you do not understand.
I'm just gonna take it over to Smith. Oh,
Give it to you.
well, I was thinking they were still working on that, and Albina kind of just like let them. But I'm gonna be like, hey guys, look at this thing. Anyone recognize it?
I mean,
Does it have
Okay.
words?
I'll take a quick look.
It's got stuff on it. Take a look. I don't understand.
Does it have some sort of writing?
Something.
It does.
Could be a drawing.
It does have. Yeah, it has some sort of writing.
I guess I'll stop what I'm doing and go take a look at it.
I presume
right.
she's right near. I mean, she was helping with the snakes, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys are only a few feet apart
Nearby.
from one another. So it's
Yeah, I
not
was
like
thinking,
you're.
oh, maybe Smith
Yeah,
knows, but then I'm like,
you're.
oh, maybe Smith knows, but then I'm like, hey, anyone know? Look at this thing, just holding
Yeah,
up a
yeah.
paper, like shaking in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you guys aren't. You guys aren't very far apart. So I will say that you, because I know you have that thing.
Buddy.
Yeah.
And once you
Okay.
gets there, I'm gonna be not so fast. You can look at it, not touch.
No touching. Eileen would take
It's
Smack
a
it.
like
couple
holding it
minutes.
right in front of him,
Yes.
pulls it away. It's
Just,
mine. I found it. It's my treasure, my precious.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you piece
yeah.
of shit. All right. So, don't know why these went away, but give me just one quick second to pull up what it says.
And if she pulls that and doesn't let me touch it, I don't read it aloud. I read it to myself.
Yeah.
Well, she knows your
So
character. She thinks you're gonna like rip it up or burn it, but she's not like hiding it from you.
I only tried to burn one thing. Because I
I just
just
want
burned
to
one.
keep it. If you promise you won't tamper with it, you can hold it.
As long as it's not incriminating, I don't see why not.
All right. And I hand it to him. And he rips it up and burns it, and he runs away. I know.
I really don't have any burning spells.
Maybe I'm thinking of
through,
me.
yeah,
Me
just like
me
through your
has something.
staff.
Well, yeah. The only thing is I have is through my staff, but like
Yeah.
You could just
I do have
build a
some
fire,
burning
not.
stuff, but not really cantrip wise. But I do have a shitload of cantrips.
Don't you speak Goblin? Or
Yeah.
no?
Yes.
Okay. So then I would have
I
said this to you all in Goblin this whole time. Like, not so fast. No, don't take it. As long as you don't burn it. And I hand it to you.
yeah.
And
I'm
Eileen's
like,
gonna start picking up
ha-
Goblin the most she hears.
how would I not speak goblin as I look like a goblin?
Wait,
No.
I was mixing you and me because the one is not technically a goblin, right? The changeling? Yeah, that's why.
All right. So, my apologies. This took far longer than it should have. So, what you see in front of you is this. And Smith, when you look at this, you with your history check, you can, or sorry, with your discerning eyes, you can tell that this is some kind of like language or script of the like either the abyss or of like the primordial or not primordial what the fuck is it abyssal and fuck what's the other language, what am I missing?
Celestial?
No, it's the other one.
Was it deep
Fuck.
something?
Infernal.
No, it's not deep
the-
speech.
Draconic?
Infernal.
Draconic is what I was thinking.
Well, most of you can
In-
read Draconic.
Infernal.
Infernal. Thank you, Stacy. So
Woo.
Smith, you are unsure if this is, you don't know for sure, but this either looks to be either infernal or abyssal, something from like the hells, just based on its script form. You, on the other hand, you can just read it, like you understand what this is. While you don't necessarily know what the language is, you can read that it says, search the mire for suitable locations. Our attack on the northern kingdoms rely on it.
This artwork, I look over to you. Some kind of a practice of cursive. What is it?
Something about a mire. Who's that?
We're
Sounds
in a-
boring.
We're in a mire.
Something about killing and attacking and a mire. Words.
Dumb.
You said Smith knew this?
Smith knows that the language comes from is either abyssal or
Infernal
infernal.
or okay.
But he's not able to discern exactly which one it is just by looking at it. Well, actually, you know what? Here, Smith, do me a favor. Roll me another history check. You're still a little bit hesitant on it. You know that Yuan-Ti can speak Draconic, but you don't know what other languages they speak. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that a Yuan-Ti could not be being used by something that is infernal or abyssal, but right now you are unsure of what the language is, and the only one who knows the meaning of the words and is able to read it is you.
So I read it aloud.
Okay. Search the mire for suitable locations. Our attack on the northern kingdoms rely on it.
Fuck.
I think more are gonna come.
I wonder
Don't
how
you?
north,
You?
I
how north
don't
they
know.
mean.
I have a
We're in the
headache just
mire.
trying to read this because I don't know what
yeah.
language it is.
I didn't know you were so smart. I underestimated you.
I read a lot.
It all
Doesn't
just
mean
looks
I
like
understand
painting to
it.
me.
I wonder.
So can I hold on to this into my my thing?
Yeah,
My
I don't think I want it back. I thought it was a treasure map.
Okay. So Lucas, can I carry this into
Albina was all
her
excited. She
map
thought she
case?
found something.
Can you do what now?
Can I roll this back up and put it in the cartographer map case?
Yeah, that's fine.
And while he's rolling it up, obviously, wait, and she just like tears off a piece of the corner. Just a memory of the treasure map that I
Please tell
once
that didn't
found.
have a
Puts it in her
word.
pocket. Yeah, I made sure. I made sure.
There was no letters on that piece.
Yeah, there's nothing. She shows it to him. There's nothing here.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Just a memory of the treasure map I found. That's all.
Yeah,
And the pirate took it from me.
totally.
You handed it to me.
It's all for storytelling. No, that's all. Just
So what you're saying is you want to split the treasure later? Split the
Sure.
treasure later.
That'll be great.
We get this body into the sand.
Yeah. Over the next like I said, we'll say half hour. The group is able to get the bodies in there. You're able to discern what this parchment reads, and then get the alligator heads set up.
Also, do these guys had like these what are those, leather straps around them or something? Is any
Yeah,
of that
sure.
salvageable?
I'm going to say that it is fairly broken and tattered based on the damage that Cephas incurred upon them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, the weapons were apparently crude and poor condition.
While they're
The
putting,
well,
yeah.
To put it simply, the weapons are tattered.
Can they be
basically-
fixed or restored? I
They,
mean?
you imagine they could be. It might take you, it might take you a few pieces of gold to get them repaired.
Okay.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that they are invaluable. They are just, you imagine that based on the damage that was taken on them during this fight and fights prior, they might not be nearly as strong or as durable, would be the better term. As something
Venus thinking Indiana Jones style, trying to get as much anything she can throw up and catch onto something so she doesn't get stuck in any more sinking sand. To attach to my rope.
Yep.
I
What was that, Smith?
Smith?
I didn't say anything.
Or was that you, Aaron? Did you say
Hold on,
something?
Aaron.
I said a whip.
Oh, yeah, that's what I need.
Whips aren't
Something.
whips aren't that expensive. You can buy a whip for like 2 gold.
Where are we gonna buy one? We're in a mire.
I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna buy one around here, but
I was thinking of braiding it, whatever straps they had, just to have like a something else if I need to save myself. But if it's not really that salvageable, it's okay.
yeah, no,
And that's probably gonna rip on me if I do throw it on something like Snap. I fall further in.
yeah, the barbarian in the group did some damage on them, to say the least.
We're just carrying the bodies over. Hey, maybe next time save me some of the leather. Looking for a new belt.
I mean, hey, you do have a giant ass snake skin here.
Yeah.
Take a while to
I'm not.
try it out.
But I
though.
figured we're trying to get rid of that, so I wasn't gonna take any after she said that, because I thought I could get some nice snake boots and snakeskin
I will
skirt.
say, it's moments like this that I'm actually
I'm
like,
just trying to have a nightlife, you know,
yeah.
get out
Well, it's
and go to
moments
the
like this.
club.
I'm gracious that I have the PDF from Rime of the Frost Maidens game, because I did pull up what you could salvage off of Yonti Abomination.
You're
but,
welcome.
Yeah, I use this more often than I should. Okay, so with that, are you guys continuing on following the tracks that continue further in west?
Real
Yes.
quick, weather forecast. I don't know when Iluna did one last. But we're
Is it
in
the weather for the next
fall.
24 hours?
Yes, please.
Weather for the next. So weather for the day, which you still have probably a good another like 5 or you have like a good like 2 hours before it like really starts getting dark. Um, but for the rest of the day, like it is still like a slight rain. Because it was raining when you guys were at the tower the day before. It was still raining the the day that you guys got up on the trail and started making your way out here. But by tomorrow, you feel that the rain will subside.
Alright. I'll let everyone know if they care. You said that generally speaking, there's a fair bit of vegetation because you said Iluna, if she, or not Iluna, anime, if she flew too high, she wouldn't be able to see.
The canopy, so the canopy of the swamp is thick enough that it would make her perception checks to be made at disadvantage to spot any kind of danger or anything like that. I mean, it would be the same thing as if you guys were tracking through a forest as well. You
Okay.
can have anime flying above the trees, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to see that there's like a rocky crag in the ground. She might see in a clearing that there's a moose fighting a bear, but I think anybody could hear that.
Very specific examples. Well, I was just being clear because, like, the map we use is showing a lot
Oh,
less
the map I use
vegetation than I
yes,
imagined.
the map I use is a battlefield, and that's because I'm
Yeah,
not going to put a map with
I
trees.
I understand. I was just making sure that there's a lot of vegetation or trees. Even to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a swamp, not a real one.
I mean, it's generally like filled with a lot of water, pretty high up, and then from there, there are trees that spread around, and oftentimes you get your legs caught in mud.
Sounds as gross as I imagined, but
I actually do
anyhow.
have a map of the Mire of Dead Men, but I can't
Oh,
show it to you because it literally lists things
oh,
that I may wish to use later on. The only one that I would even be willing to show is this one over in the Discord, which I have purposefully blurred.
it's all bled.
I've blurred that entire section myself.
Just so unuseful. Anyhow.
All right. So, do you guys start to make your way east? Or west? West, sorry, my apologies.
East.
East.
Yeah.
We
I
doing
guess
this?
we need to find where the tracks continued because we lost them in the quicksand. So I guess we need to find the tracks again. Do we see any, like on the other side of the quicksand, some tracks?
Everyone go ahead and roll me survival checks to see if you can pick up on where the tracks are.
Sounds like a plan.
Survival. Okay, that's better.
Hopefully my roll will
Woohoo!
not take too long this time.
Nat
Wow.
20.
Seftis.
Jeez.
Woo!
Nice.
I thought mine was decent. I was wrong.
Ooh. I don't know if mine's a
I'm
nat 20
going back
either.
to making my frog
Oh,
noises.
it rolled back.
No, you got
That's
an
not
18.
bad. That's a decent one too.
You got an 18.
I know, but
Better
it was
than
on the
zero.
nat 20 and then it, boom, rolled right over.
Yeah, apparently I'm
Hey.
too into making my frog noises.
Yeah, no, the whole time you was just like everyone's searching to try and pick up where these tracks are, and you all do actually notice them. Seftis and Seftis, you like walk over to the other side of the quicksand. You can see that same slime trail is going and me kind of is walking up almost at like meeting you on the other side from where the quicksand is, where he was following the lizard folk tracks. You found that like slime snail trail, and but yeah, you are all able to get it. You just hear you in the background making the sounds of frogs and like the bubbling of a swamp.
And we definitely want to go east.
Yes.
Yeah,
Did
there's
I
a
hear
west.
the alligators make any noise other than talking?
Hissing. Alligators often hiss.
I make alligator noises too now.
You're gonna end up attracting these creatures to you.
No, to you.
Isn't that what I
All
said?
right. So finding the trail. I imagine Iluna is going to follow on to that to try and lead the group through here.
I presume everyone trusts me. Somebody keep an eye out for freaking quicksand. Anyone want an extra job?
As long as I can cast Eldritch Blast in front of us.
I would say that if you are actively looking for quicksand, you will not be able to react in the moment of an ambush to cast Eldritch Blast. I would say that for anyone. If you, much like Iluna, if I wish to ambush the group, and a surprise round occurs, anyone who is actively looking for danger would be not surprised. Anyone who is actively doing a task while searching would be surprised. That's how that works.
I forget what I was doing. Was I
Ooh,
helping you
pardon me.
guys? No.
Well, basically, the way that it was working last time was because Seftis is the only other one with proficiency in survival. Seftis was helping Iluna to give her advantage on her survival checks. The rest of the group, I know that you was in the back making the sounds of various creatures of the swamp to try and fuck with the group. As for the rest of the group, I kind of imagined you guys were keeping an eye out for any dangers approaching.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was watching. Yeah, they were the only two that were surprised. Okay.
So, if that
Can you stop
is,
that, please?
what's that?
Can you stop that, please? I say to you. So I realize he's making these noises, right?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like everyone is actively searching for these tracks. And I'm gonna say the reason why you got a 10 was because like over your shoulder you're just like hearing like hissing sounds and like frogs, and you look back and you see you see you standing there making these noises.
I asked him to stop.
He gives a big old sigh.
I'd rather
Yes.
not make her position known more than. Um, I'd rather not make our presence more obvious.
Right. And
Nothing
with
personal.
that,
Albina walks up to him. It's nothing personal. You could do that later at the campfire.
Ow.
all right. So Stacy, go ahead and roll me that survival check to follow these tracks.
With advantage, right? Septis is still
Correct.
helping.
Correct, with advantage.
But I didn't. I mean, he might change his mind.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Septis are okay.
He's not.
Can I help
I
on my
assumed,
magic
sorry.
carpet, like hover along next to her?
Yeah.
What?
Not gonna lie. The last time that we did this, I didn't even think about the magic carpet. But if you are riding the carpet, with your ability to like instantly ignite and heat objects, I just imagine you, like floating next to her, like using the heat from your hands to kind of dry up a bit of the swamp in front of her to make the tracks more apparent. So just like creating this little like, you know, track of dried cracked mud a bit. All right, so a 22. Uh-huh.
Can I ask Anime to listen for possibly talking? That's not us.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check for that for her.
I get Webster out too, to like,
Sure.
I don't know, wander around the perimeter and stuff.
Yeah.
I've lost her.
Cause he's got like a sentry thing, hasn't he, as well? So he's got like fairly decent perception, I think, hasn't he? I can't remember what his stats are.
I mean, his passive perception is 10. So if you wanted him to, or no, wait, sorry. Sorry, no, that's right. On the lookout is small sentinel. Is that when you take a long rest, he can take one of the shifts. But he does have on the lookout, which is that you can replace your modifier with his. So I will say though, if he is,
Maybe even like scuttling around, hopping from tree to tree or something like that.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
as an
I'll say
extra
that.
set of eyes type of thing. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as well for Webster.
How
What's
do
up,
I
Stacey?
roll for Iluna?
Just roll a d20 and then add. For her, it's going to be a +2. Because, yeah, for Webster, he doesn't have a bonus to it, so his is going to be a 19, which is actually pretty good. Yeah. Anime does not hear anything. You see her, she is kind of like...
12.
What's that?
Passive is 12.
I know. Like I said, I'm taking that into account. It's a 12. A 12 is good. You know, you still won't hear with a 12 if there's nothing to hear. But something that Webster does notice, Septis, he's skittering around, kind of like moves up a little bit faster than the group. You see that he's almost like poking and prodding into the ground, And eventually he like skitters back up next to you and looks at you, and then like almost in like a mimicry kind of way, he points to the ground and then makes like a little spark from his jolter, and then like with his like little legs just goes like boom, and is
Ooh.
like pointing at the ground.
Okay, I will tell everybody that he's found that, and I guess we'll stop and throw some rocks over there, see if anything explodes.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you throw some rocks, nothing happens. But I will say, as you guys are walking through here, you do get a very heavy kind of like sulfur scent.
Well, where? Oh,
Like no
where?
fire then.
Yeah, Smith said that previously. I guess it's a reminder.
Yeah, so like I said, you guys get almost this like rotten egg smell from where Seftis throws the rock. You hear this like hiss for a few seconds, um, as you see like this, like a little bit of the ground was kind of bubbled up there for a moment, and then it slowly deflates. But even after it's fully deflated, you still continue to hear this hiss. And that is when you realize that as you look about the area that you're in, you see moving up through the brush around you is a handful of large constrictor snakes. Everyone roll initiative.
Ooh. I got a 1.
Mine's still rolling.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Seftis now has feral instinct. I forgot that he has advantage on that. I was like, wait, why is he rolling with advantage?
You want to roll for me?
Oh, I
Advantage
guess I should.
on the initiative?
Yeah.
Yeah, feral instinct is you have you have advantage on your instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls. Additionally, if you are surprised at the beginning of combat and aren't incapacitated, you can act normally on your first turn, but only if you enter your rage before doing anything else. So as long as Seftis, like if a group attacks, and Seftis gets really angry that you guys got snuck up on, then you're good. Oh shit! Wait, did I forget to? I did forget to add one. One second. Wait, what the fuck? I thought there was a way to.
What is that noise?
I don't know. That's coming from Hannah. I was actually curious myself.
Is it like AC? 'Cause it sounds like.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's gone now. There was like a staticky or fan type noise.
You know what? My fans. Okay, is that better? Sorry.
Oh,
It's all good.
it turned off or whatever it was.
It might be
Noise.
me as well. I got my AC blasting.
I don't.
You know what? I was
Usually it's
downloading
on.
my Fall Guys and had other things like probably downloading at the same time because he said that, and I was like, oh shoot, I don't even have that anymore. I'm like, well, let me download it while we're playing, leave it here in the background. But I don't think that's it.
Well, it's gone now, whatever it was. So
All
Yeah,
right,
I
so
moved in front of the fan.
all right, so
Game, I'm not fully
starting order. It is me. I'm just gonna roll for Jared's character this session since he's not here. So seeing all these, yeah, you guys, like I said, just to describe the scene a little bit better. As you throw this rock, you hear that hissing sound, and you see that from the edges of where you're standing, the hissing continues. It doesn't subside as this bubble descends down. From the edges of these swamps, you see these large serpentine bodies moving up. There is a bunch that are very large, and there is one further back. I know this is a poor picture of it for the token, but pull it up. Yeah, so the one that is further back looks a lot bigger, to say the least.
bigging up.
And they all start moving towards you. And Me is going to shoot his crossbow. I'm going to say at C6, the one back here in the corner. He gets 2 because of his crossbow. Jesus Christ. The fuck? Okay, I hope my rolls are just as good as that whenever I start rolling for the enemies. Fuck's sake. Alright, well, there's 1 point of damage. Alright, so that's 13, and that would be plus
Doesn't he also have
6.
other bullshittery that he does?
Well, so I'm giving him his extra attack, his crossbow expert attack. I'm gonna say right now he's not using his Fury of the Small. That's really the only other thing that would come into play there. I guess I will say he can. I can re-roll the 1 damage. There you go. So instead of 13, he gets 17. Because the only other thing that he really gets is that Wails from the Grave and Fury of the Small. But 17, I mean, that's 13 was enough to kill that thing. So you see as these things start coming up, Me just quickly takes point, looks back. Here's the ones that are sneaking up behind you guys. Takes his shot. 2 crossbow bolts landing into this thing. Kicks around for a second and then stops. All right. These things.
I bet you if I was making other gator noises, this wouldn't have happened.
Right. Why is that? Oh, because of... No, that's... All right. Cephtus, you see 2 of these snakes coming at you from both directions.
Okay. Are we in the sulfur area? As in, if I was to ignite, would anything happen, or did we not step into that area yet?
So I'm going to say that based on the smell, you do feel that you are in an area that has a high methane concentration.
Okay. I'm just going to attack C5 then.
Okay. So, because yeah, I mean, you can rage without igniting your sword, if that is your main concern.
Okay, so raging myself wouldn't cause any issues then if I was to rage.
So, right, because if you rage but you don't ignite your sword, like your volcanic aura is not like igniting the air around you. But if you were to choose to ignite your volcanic longsword, that does create flames. So you could rage. You just, igniting your sword. You think, you definitely think in your head, you know, it could cause issues.
Okay. I'll just leave it off for now, and I'll just do a normal normal attack for now.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Is that the sulfur?
Methane. Sulfur and methane both smell like rotten eggs. I think more people just know that sulfur smells like rotten eggs. Sorry, that hits. My apologies. Right. With 15 points of damage, you cut this thing in half.
Oh, it's down already. Holy shit.
They're just
How
big
much more
snakes.
movement have I got?
Yeah, they
you
don't really
still
have any
you still have
armor.
30 feet. You still have 30 feet from where you are. So if
Will
you
that get me
wanted
to
to move
C9?
over to that one,
Yeah, get me
you
to C9.
could. Okay.
And second attack on that guy.
All right. That hits. Roll your damage. All right, so this one, you kind of get this feeling, in the back of your head, you're like, oh yeah, these things aren't that hard. You take a swing, but as soon as it connects, you do cut off this thing's tail, and you can see that it's thrashing around, like spraying blood. The tail is just wiggling about, but the upper half of it is still moving forward, attempting to bite at you. All right, got that one. So I'll move in and attempt to constrict you with a 14. That'd be raised up to a 15. That misses. And then you see the bigger one in the back as it slithers up through the group. Right to there. Unfortunately, not having the reach I need. All right, Smith, you see your party being starting to be surrounded by these large constrictor snakes, and this one that is just to the south of you that is massive. It's giant.
So if I try to fire like a fireball, that would like I guess I create a flame in my hand, right? Before I shoot it out, or does it just explode from the point I'm looking at?
I am going to say, oh crap. I would say that the I'm going to say that like it's going to originate from the point that it is cast. So, for example, fireball, while you are creating a mote of fire, and technically it is a bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point, then blossoms into an explosion of flame. So I'm going to say that it's not just going to blow up in your face, but would you cast, say, what the fuck is the one spell? There's the one spell that is you create a ball of fire, and then you create a mote of fire, and then you can shoot that. That
Sounds like
itself.
that sounds bad.
Hey,
That sounds
there's
like it would
always
explode from the
options.
point. What about wall of
Um,
fire? I'm not really creating it in my hand.
No. Like I was saying, so I'm going to state that unless you're like lighting a torch in your hand, or you are creating something that is directly on you. If you're casting a spell, it is going to be from the point of that spell's effect.
Oh, so like I could cast it without hurting my allies and whatnot from the effect, like from the actual explosion.
I'll give. Roll me an
Fireball.
intelligence check.
Try not to ignite the whole swamp on fire. Also kill a bunch of snakes.
Jesus Christ, what is up with these rolls?
He's smart.
I'm a smart guy.
I mean, you are. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of rolls right now that are pretty hefty. Okay, what I will say is, in the back of your head, you're thinking about this. Like, you don't know off the top of your head if doing this is definitely going to cause, you know, something worse to happen. But that should this gas affect your spell, it's going to make it bigger and might make it burn hotter.
Get 'em.
That sounds pretty good. So it won't like explode around myself and allies unless I do one of those like fireball. You throw a multiplier.
Well, no. So the one that I'm thinking of is,
Firebolt does that.
Firebolt. So the one that I'm thinking of is Produce Flame. The cantrip Produce Flame is where you create a mote that can remain in your hand for up to 10 minutes. But you can also, as part of the same action of casting it, you can throw it at a creature. If you casted Produce Flame and were just holding it, that would cause whatever effect I have planned to occur in your hands. But if you cast Firebolt, or if you cast, you know, Fireball, the effect will be from where it hits.
Okay. Awesome. And do I still get in a sense that I could sculpt any extra explosion around that? Around allies?
I will say with that intelligence score, you actually think that it might be a little bit harder to sculpt around them because the added gas is going to burn that much hotter. The only thing in your mind that's telling you to do this is the fact that Cephas, you know that he controls fire, that he can set things on fire, and that fire doesn't really bother him that much.
Just thinking, well, yeah.
But I would say that with your sculpting ability, let me just read what that specifically says. Automatically succeed. Wait, the chosen creatures automatically succeed, and they take no damage if they would normally take half. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to roll on that one. But I will say, you do feel like there's a chance that that like it might burn hot enough that it could almost give him a nice licking.
Okay, can you give me a sphere? A 20-foot radius? Like, almost like, I definitely want to get the big guy. And maybe just there's 3 around him, I guess.
20-foot radius?
20-foot radius.
Do you want to move it down to there?
I can avoid Cephas altogether, right?
You could. Yes.
Okay. I think I still have enough charges with my staff. Let me see here. I think I got 7 charges left. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Second. How many charges do you have on that thing?
10 altogether. I had 7. I had cast Fireball once already.
Okay.
So I would be down to 4 after this.
Okay. So, you cast this forth. You see the ball of fire. You see the streak of light moves forward to just below this giant constrictor snake. As it does, it goes off, and you actually see that it is, just like your normal expected fireball.
Roll damage.
Yes, go ahead and roll damage.
$33. Do I get any additional damage
You do not.
from the gas? No? I thought you said I was going to make my spells
No.
more potent.
Like I said, whenever you cast this, like there's no like gas that's directly underneath this. Like it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It goes off as normal as you would expect.
Gotcha. So there's no
So
gas in that area?
Yeah, you feel. Well, I will say that like whenever you cast this, there was like no. It wasn't any bigger. It wasn't any hotter. So like you do think, whatever the case may be, it did not burn as it wasn't any more effective. Right. Okay. So.
Did I kill any of them? No?
Oh, my apologies. Dead.
Nice.
Dead. And dead. The one in the center, like almost as if it had coiled itself, like in a way to deflect these flames, even though it was directed right on it. It's the scales across it you can see are covered in a thick slime, and it's kind of like rolling around, trying to put out the flames on it. Right. This one is going to move up and going to try and constrict me. That's a nat one. And the last one to move, you can see, is heading up towards Iggy.
No, Iggy.
You. It is your turn. Aaron.
I hear you.
Okay. Are you gonna do something?
Thinking about it.
Okay. You just watched Smith launch a giant fireball, killing 3 of the snakes. Cephas is going to town on them, the one trying to attack him, and then you just watched me deftly avoid a constricting grab from one of these snakes.
Can I get a 60-foot cone?
Yes. What the fuck is a 60-foot cone?
That's
Amazing soft serve.
I mean,
I don't
that's
like
a
soft
60-foot
serve,
cone.
so
Cone of cold?
Oh, I see.
Jesus.
That's a fucking 60-foot cone? Holy
we
shit.
should go to the cone zone on Latrobe. Let's do it.
That's what it
cone.
says. It's
Okay.
I want to aim for the other 3 snakes.
3 snakes. Oh man, you're using... Holy shit, you're using half of the charges on that thing. Right. Just gonna put this...
You can't let Smith throw them up.
That's it. Cone of Cold, are you trying to avoid Cephas or don't care?
I shouldn't have to hit. I can aim it up a little more to not hit Cephas. Can't I?
Okay, yeah,
Can I move down?
Also right there. You can avoid Cephas.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I gotta make con saves. Go ahead and roll the damage. For fuck's sake, man. They're just little snakes. Yeah. So, from your staff, you shoot forth this blast of cold air. The swamp in front of you and Cephas just next to you. You see this snake that's about to come up and sink its teeth into you. As all of a sudden a blast of cold rips across the battlefield, freezing everything in its spot. The snake that was just about to jump up at you, freezing solid and shattering off of the frozen ground.
Oh.
I guess
Nice.
I should have made it like this color or something.
Now I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. Iluna.
Yeah, yeah, I think. Move a little bit first. Like this way. At an estimation that's out of range of these snakes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how far they move. I'm gonna guess. And then shoot some arrows at this big G1 snake.
Okay.
Man, that took forever.
Justin. 60-foot ice cream cone.
That's what Steve said.
Oh, is it? Oh. I looked up at chat.
Oh. So 20 and 22, I assume they're both good.
Yes.
Never assume.
Okay. 14.
Wait, did he put that in the Twitch?
Yeah, he put it in the Twitch chat.
Why can't I see it?
I don't know.
If you're not watching it, it won't be
I
there.
am. I've been
I mean,
watching it since we started.
If you didn't have chat open before, it won't be there. Yeah, that's me, and then I guess anime's her. Wait, 5, 10, 15. Or shreds at the same snake.
All right.
17.
That hits.
Why? I don't want a freaking 20 now. Can't we save it for more, nefarious creatures?
I mean, that hits. I mean, come on. What would be more nefarious than a giant constrictor snake?
That's the first one, and then the second one was a nat 20.
Yep, the second one was a nat 20, which means it's going to get a 4 on top of that, so we're looking at 25 points of damage.
That's a lot.
Imagine she's there, and then she's flying back towards you.
Yep. It's whatever her... Oh, she's got a lot of movement, so yeah.
Yeah, she's got plenty to get up there. All right, you see that this snake is still up. It's kind of like writhing and twisting and turning as arrows are flying into it. A bird is coming down, pecking at it. At this point, Iggy turns around, deftly shooting an ice knife, seeing the effectiveness of the cone of cold. A second ago, he shoots an ice knife at the one behind him. That hits, and that is going to deal 8 damage. That one is still up. Albina, there is still the giant constrictor snake just to your southwest. There is also another constrictor snake moving up towards Iggy to your northeast. The giant one seems like it is more in its death throes.
Thanks for saving a few for me, guys. Let's see. Missing my friends here. Haven't had any chance to do my spirit guardians. So I cast spirit, can't speak. Cast my spirit guardians level 3.
Counter spell.
What the fuck?
Kidding. Just kidding.
Okay. Use your action to cast Spirit Guardians. Your spiritual protectors are flitting around you. Would you like to move, or are you going to do anything with your bonus action? Hannah?
Whoops. Okay, sort of.
Is it me? Am I disconnecting?
No. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then, I'm going to... Where did it go? I'm going to get my, Fist of Mistra after I...
Okay.
I just want to
You
roll
now
it now because it takes forever to roll.
Sure, that's fine.
And then I will get my 3d8. I think it's 3d8. Let me go back.
Yeah. Are you... Oh, wait. Okay, so you're just moving up so that your Spirit Guardians can go after this guy? Okay.
And then it's a 15 wisdom save.
Yes, so go ahead and roll the 3d8, because being that you cast your Fist of Mistra, you would not be able to attack with your fist yet, since Spirit Guardians is a full action. But it is just.
That's right. I was thinking my spiritual weapon. Just kidding.
Yeah. It's just a bonus action to grant it that damage or that divine essence. All right, 12 points. I need to roll a wisdom save. Oof. All right. So yeah, you see that your spirit guardians fly in, right where this this thing was scorched, but you see arrows pelted into it, scratch marks from where anime hit it, and your spirit guardians are just pinpointing that very particular spot to try and drive down into it. And you eventually see it gets to its heart and stabs it as that one dies.
Oops.
You're
All
next.
right.
I point to C7 with my Fist of Mistra.
Yeah. I mean, from where you are standing, you still have 20 feet of movement. If you wanted to move anywhere.
Oh yeah. I forgot that I can split my movement here. Boom. Right there.
Okay. Coolio.
Oh yeah, I guess I should roll. I have to wait for you to tell me, but yes.
Well, actually, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So since you moved, that's going to put the other snake in range. So I'm going to roll that same wisdom save. That's also a miss. And yeah, same with this one. Where Iggy shot this thing with an ice knife, its scales have kind of frozen over. It has left that spot on it vulnerable to attack as your spirit guardians take aim and pierce that one. Because I was just using the 12 damage you had from before.
Oh, okay, cool. I just rerolled. I wasn't sure.
Yep. So with that, you see me, looks around. He has his crossbow, and he's like, looking around. You all sense something though. Me's like, his eyes are kind of wide, almost as if he's listening to the whispers from the dead. And he looks over in this like general direction. And Iluna, you see that he loads another bolt onto his crossbow, and he's taking aim almost directly at you.
It's horrible.
As from underneath the ground, right where you're standing, which is frozen over from the cone of cold that you cast, a snake bursts up out of the swamp. This one, though, the same size as the one you saw before, but its flesh is rendered and dripping. As what you see in front of you is a giant zombified constrictor snake, as me will get his reaction for a prepared shot.
Zombie snake. It's fucking awesome.
It's horrible.
That's a nat 1. So I'm going to say that me, kind of stumbles back whenever this thing emerges up out of the ground. Let me take that picture off. Yep. As this thing is directly above you, Iluna, and it comes down hard.
Oh my god, why?
Because you're closer.
So that is a 17 to hit, which I believe that does hit. And Iluna, you are going to be bit for 20 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You additionally take 13 points of poison damage. And then, as it bites down, it sinks its fangs into you, and that's whenever you feel the jagged, bony spikes of its tail wrapping up your legs. I'm going to reduce this damage. I'm going to say that for that, of it squeezing you, you're going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are currently grappled. All right. Cephtus, you have just watched this zombified snake breach up through the frozen ground, biting down on Iluna and wrapping its tail around her.
Okay. It's going in and swinging away. Guess about that. I'll be raging as well. That's a bonus action, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thought you were already raging.
Or no,
No,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
do it.
You. Oh, that's right. He didn't do it, but yes, you can rage. Are you igniting your sword?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going that far.
Coolio. That hits.
Second attack.
That also hits.
Oh.
Right. You see this thing is fairly unfazed by the attacks. As it looks down at you and hisses with its, like blotchy, skin-chunked face. Sorry, there we go. Smith.
Let's do Dramatic Orb.
Okay.
We'll do an icy one. Because we're still on.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do an icy one.
Okay.
Let's be on the safe side. 15?
That hits.
$14 damage.
All right. You hurl this orb of ice at the thing. It just barely hits it. You kind of feel like you're not used to casting a spell of of cold. It's definitely against your own personal preference.
Absolutely.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna say words in Draconic and cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So 1 shot, 2 shot.
They both hit. You can see the thing recoils back a bit and then likewise hisses at you. Blood and ichor just dripping from its body and its mouth. Right.
That's all I got.
Iluna. It's your turn. You are grappled and restrained.
Can I phase step out of that?
Yeah. Restrain just means that you can't, your speed becomes 0, and grapple is also your speed can't, your speed's also 0, but nothing is stopping you from taking an action. You are not incapacitated.
Okay. But oh, phase step's bonus, right?
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah.
No.
Stopping
I
you
meant
from...
I was trying to decide what I would do after that. I was just trying to get her out of there. But
so
I wanna,
you can teleport up to 30 feet away. By the way, I love the token art. They literally just added this to the site that I pull all my tokens from. And I kind of like that one a lot more than the one that I picked.
What did you pick?
Going into Ibina's
This one.
aura, that's safe for me to do, right?
Yes, because she has to designate creatures that are unaffected by it. Which was why I was very concerned when she said, when you guys were heading up to the tower, the wizard's tower, to speak with Galio, and she's like, I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
She can't designate him if she doesn't know, see, or, you know, think of him in any capacity. He would have been fucked.
Language?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Safe stream. I have to put on all my streams that it's not. Or I have to put on all my. Whenever I upload Twitch to YouTube, I always have to put on every single video. This is not safe for children.
Why? Because I yell penis?
Yep, there it is. An hour and a half I went without hearing that word.
No, I said it earlier.
Oh, did you? I must have been living in blissful ignorance then.
All
right.
So, I guess I'll attack it. Because the bonus action was phase step.
Correct.
Which leaves Anime out of attacks. She can't attack then.
Correct.
But she can still fly away though, right?
She still has her movement, yes. And
Okay.
she can still use her reaction. Justin, I'm fine. I'll say it. Walrusy. Ugh. Sorry. Go ahead,
Wow.
Stacy.
So, but she can use a reaction to attack?
No, she has a reaction in case she wishes to do an opportunity attack, but that is all that she can do.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot an arrow at this, or, not.
That misses, unfortunately.
Oh, that one's better.
That one does hit. All right. You let fly an arrow at this thing. I'm assuming Anime is flying back towards you. Okay.
If she has no action.
Yeah, she does not have an action. Unfortunately, you have to command her to do that. All right. Iggy is going to shift up here, kind of taking a book from both Smith and you. He's going to cast another ice knife at this thing, hitting it for 3 points of... Oh, shit, that's right. I forgot to do this before. So it's going to be 3 points of piercing. And, oh, shit. Okay, Cephas, I need you to make a dex save.
Oh. What?
I hear something coming from the north.
There was a ping.
I did accidentally ping. It happens anytime I double tap when they added that feature. All right, so Cephas, you have your sword. You're attacking this thing. It had grappled Iluna. You watched her face step out of there. All this going on. Smith casting a chromatic orb of ice, and you just hear Iggy, like, his feet stamping through the swamp. He turns, throws an ice knife at this thing. As it hits, it gives this, like, puff from around it. And you also take, Cephas, take 3 points of cold damage. So unfortunately you don't have resistance or anything to that, so you are just going to take that straight up as the ice knife explodes whenever it hits the snake. Iggy's just kind of like standing there, and he realizes what he just did. He's like, sorry, big guy, I forgot that it did that. All right, Albina, it is your turn.
Shit.
Righty. Well, I will move right there. And Is that within 15 of... Or I need to move one over more to use my Fists of Mistra. Or does that not move with me?
No, you would have to move up to it. Fists of Mistra is a melee attack.
It says 15 feet, so I would need to be one more over?
No, spiritual weapon is that you can forge a weapon within 15 feet of you. But since you are... But anything after that, it's just a melee weapon.
For the forged weapon.
Right. So like if there was a candle burning from 15 feet away, you could use forge elemental weapon to pull that flame and make a flaming weapon in your hand, but to attack with that weapon is still you going up and physically swinging with it.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to move up that close. Okay. So I'll just move back. I don't know where I was. And I will let you do the...
Yep, I will roll.
The wisdom save.
Okay. DC 15. That's going to succeed. So go ahead and roll the damage for that. You still have... I mean, you still have a full action and bonus action.
Yeah. While I do that, then I will... Do I cast my Dancing Rapier, or that one flies on its own? That's a magical weapon.
Dancing Rapier is that you use a bonus action to toss it forward. It then hovers and can fly and attack.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
And I'll just throw my Wow, my damage was low. 7. See if that hits or not.
Yeah.
And then I'll throw the damage just in case. And if not, you can cancel it that way.
Sure thing.
You're not waiting forever on my throws. My rolls, I should say. Yeah, that's the one I've been wanting to keep with me. I don't know why I mixed them all up.
It's all good. I think because I added it as a token, you can actually move that on your turns. But is there anything you want to do as a full action?
Yeah, that's right. That's not even my.
You still have a full action, and you even still have the ability of using
shoot it with
any
my
one of your
short
spells.
bow.
Okay.
We'll see if it goes, and I'll just throw the damage. I don't really want to get too close to it.
I love how the War Cleric with a 19 AC is like, I want to keep my range. Yes, that hits.
Yay!
With the I think the single... Or no, you also has a 19 AC.
Did it? Oh, it didn't throw the damage, did it?
Did not.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. I think because it was still in the middle of throwing the other one. That was my bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
All right, so it is going to take whatever that damage is. We will move on. So even before me gets to do anything, this thing has a lair action. That
2 damage.
2 damage. Hey, look at that. All right. It is going to bare its teeth down onto Cephas. That is a miss. It is going to... Well, yeah, it's going to bite. I have to see something about that spell. Yeah. Hannah, roll that 3d8 again.
Did it take any radiant damage as well from my aura?
Oh, yes, it would.
I
The
always
spirit
forget my
weapons you were
aura,
saying.
dude.
I do. Sorry.
Wow, this thing's really
It's 4 damage.
lagging on me. I can't even. 1 second.
It's all good.
Huh.
God damn it.
Zeftis gets a attack of opportunity now, doesn't he?
Seftis does get an attack of opportunity.
Wait, what now? I get to attack it?
You get an attack of opportunity, yeah.
Oh, nice.
That hits. It is going to move down there as it runs. Okay, 13. And I see we got the damage for the Spirit Guardians. Which actually I realize that's going to be at the start of its turn, but that will take that damage roll for when it is the start of its turn. Because technically it's me, sir. But the snake gets a lair action. All
Is
right.
that like a legendary action?
Legendary actions can happen after anyone's turns. Lair actions happen at the start of initiative.
Okay.
So, me is going to use his hand crossbow twice. Jesus Christ.
Nat 20.
Oh my god. And I had already decided in the back of my head that he was going to use his Fury of the Small. So that is going to be a total of... We're going to re-roll that one because he has that ability to do so. So that's going to be 15 plus 14, so we're looking at 29 points of damage. All right. Well, that is now its turn. It is going to move over and is quite angry at me for shooting it. And is going to bear its teeth down on me with a 15 to hit, which misses, but is going to attempt to constrict Smith. And that is a 25 to hit. Smith, you take 18 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing has wrapped itself around you. Seftis.
One sec. All right. I'll just keep on following and hitting him.
That hits.
Second attack.
All right. And 11 points of damage with that one.
And I will move back a little bit as well.
All right. It misses with its opportunity attack against you. Smith, you are currently grappled and restrained. And your mic is muted, which is the worst offense.
Rawr.
Means I love you in dinosaur.
No, that means suck in dinosaur.
No, that's just wrong.
Okay. My bad. I heard too many syllables. And I mistaked it.
I will Misty Step and then
Son of a
Firebolt.
bitch.
I will
Why
Misty
you-
Step somewhere where there is no gas,
Okay.
kind of like
Who
southwest.
is Misty, and what does it look like when you're stepping like her? I need to know this.
Okay. So, well, I mean, you don't necessarily know where there is gas, but if you're casting Fire Bolt, it would only affect the creature. So if you want
I presume
to,
there's no gas over here, right?
what's that?
You don't
I
know.
presume there's no gas here because the fireball went off without any additional explosion, right?
You can make that assumption.
All right, so I hit, or no, I gotta roll my attack first.
You still got to roll. Yeah.
There we go. Assuming that hit. 22.
It does hit. Yes.
That's a 4.
Wow. Wait. Oh wow. Yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ. Elemental Adept allows you to change those
Yeah,
to
that's not that
twos.
great.
Jesus. I mean, you get to ignore resistance to fire damage. That's the better option, or that's the better
It is.
side of it. You cast this spell. It just hits off the side of it. It just gives you this grotesque hiss in your direction. You have just
Any bigger explosion or anything? I'm assuming not.
nope. The firebolt,
Okay.
you cast it forth. It hits, just kind of like, rolls across its zombified carapace.
I thought that whole area was covered in gas. Don't we smell gas in that area?
You still do. In fact, you smell methane all around you.
Okay.
It's just
I
probably
thought
not
that.
enough to ignite something.
Okay.
I would
Arguably,
assume.
you did cast fireball, which is a big spell, but yeah. All right, you.
I'm gonna move here,
I see that.
and then I'm going to. Do I want to do it and use one of my spell slots? No. I'll do Eldritch Blast again.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Roll the damage for that first one. You fucking prick. You
Language.
fucking
Language.
you stinky poo poo.
Better.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
I love you guys. And I love watching you succeed. But the first time that I introduce a zombified creature with undead fortitude, lair actions, and a fucking hell of a health bank, and this
Language.
warlock gets a crit on the killing blow, negating the undead fortitude. Good job. You have beaten it.
Good job.
What's the deal with the undead fortitude? You have to get a crit to kill him?
Undead fortitude is that if damage reduces this creature to 0 hit points, it must make a con save of DC equal to 5 plus the damage taken, which would have been 24, unless the damage is radiant or from a critical hit. On a success, it drops to 1 hit point instead. So because he crit, since none of you were dealing radiant damage, I was like, oh, this is fine. We're probably not going to get a crit on the last hit. But because I used the brutal critical damage, that means that he dealt 19 damage. It had 13 hit points left. So it was enough to kill him with a critical hit. So good job. That was well played. D&D Beyond is hot tonight. I mean, my God. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, as soon as that happens, it is silent in the bog.
You start making
What
noise.
was that thing?
Can I go over to it and inspect it of magic? See what made it become undead?
I mean, roll me an Arcana check. I mean, you think about it. You're in the mire of dead men. This place is kind of magic in itself. I mean, in fact, me and you should know that more than anyone, that this location has connections and ties to the undead. So you kind of get this thought of, hey, potentially the creatures that die in this swamp, depending on their spiritual, connection or really anything, maybe they eventually come back to life, but come back undead.
Well, in that thought, gather the bodies. We're doing a bonfire.
Oh,
Right.
They can't reincarnate if there's no bodies to be left.
it's just the one undead. But what
But
about
there's
the
so many
gas?
other snakes. They can come and reincarnate and
The
become undead.
gas.
So, burn them all. Don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
From a distance.
Do you go about doing this? Do you go about starting to collect the snake bodies?
As long as everybody's in agreement, yes.
What about the gas? We gonna like light it from afar, and then
Yeah, you can light one of your arrows and you can just send one in there Viking style.
Are we concerned about the gas? Because I'm kind of gonna be away.
I was
Oh.
concerned about the gas, but I'm beginning to think it's not flammable at this point.
Yeah, you've been throwing fireballs all evening, so.
Right?
Yeah, but they weren't. Well, a live flame might be a sustained.
He threw a fireball. Fireball's a lot of heat.
Fireball's a lot of heat.
And a lot of force.
And a lot of what?
Force? Like
Force.
a big meteor coming down and going boom?
I misheard, and I had no idea what you said.
I thought you said forks.
Ooh, excuse me.
Forks.
I was like, what's not forks?
I want to take a healing potion.
Okay.
I have to
Oh
try.
yeah, you're all fucked up.
She's
Language.
I got squeezed and bit. I don't even know, but undead.
Yeah, I'm a little tired.
Where's
Alright,
my healing?
So,
Um,
Smith, are you looking for some healing as well? I'm just curious.
I would love some healing.
I don't know who's gonna offer it. I was just curious if you were.
I can
I'll
help
just
you if
be-
you're dying. That's
I'll
about all
just
I
be
can do.
like hunched over and moaning a lot and just making it very well known that I'm injured.
just trying to find my
Just
healing
really
potion
playing it
so I
up.
can change. I don't even know what I'm supposed to roll for healing potions anymore. It's
2d4 plus 2.
D4. I lost it in my inventory. I found it earlier. Now I've lost it. Plus 2, 6.
I mean, I would imagine maybe Albina might want to heal you, but as the party's cleric.
If we're just doing a healing section right now, can I
Yeah.
go over to this pond and fish?
Well, I imagined you were helping with like the gathering of the snakes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I figured we'd all do that once everybody was mobile and not hunched over.
No, I was gonna do healer kits. I don't know what Albina does with her healing.
I mean, Albina
bottles.
has spell slots, but if you want to use a healer's kit, that's entirely your choice. I don't know where Hannah is at the moment. Her mic is also muted, so not sure what that situation is.
Sorry.
But that's your. Oh, hey, you're welcome back.
Yeah, I kind of bit my. So.
Wait, you bit your what?
I bit my cheek open, kind of.
Oh.
You said you
yeah, I
bit
hate
your
that.
toe. I'm like,
Yeah, I just have chubby cheeks, and I happen to get a good bite of my cheek.
But yeah, so yeah, that'd be up to you, Stacey. If you wanna, you both. I will say everyone can hear Smith like off to the side, hamming it up a bit, just like.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
As Stacy's quaffing back a healing potion, you see me, you, and Seftis like yeah, bonfire.
Can't find my healing potion now. I don't know. I've lost it.
Just putting some benzocaine on me.
It's right there where it says potion of healing. In between your leather armor that you're not wearing and a quarterstaff.
Why aren't you wearing your leather armor?
Because I've got
She has
some
an
kind of...
unarmored bonus for bracers of defense, which is better.
Yeah, I got a... Yeah.
Tisk tisk.
Do you need some
I don't
armor?
know. I don't know how it's better, but it's how it works.
Hey, when it comes to females, the less you wear, the stronger it is. Every video game proves that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let me see what I can help you see. All right, I'm back to the computer.
All right, so is Iluna using a healer's kit on Smith, or are you waiting to see if Albina is gonna heal him? I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'd probably talk to Albina. I don't want to make her waste spell slots, so she doesn't want to use the spell slots.
Bless you.
What does my prayer of healing do? Let me look at that again. 6 creatures. Who does anyone else need healing other than you two?
I think it's just
No.
two.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was just Iluna and Smith that took damage.
Okay, maybe we'll use that.
Okay. I have mass healing word as well, but that's a bonus action, so I can't use that.
You could. You're not in combat or
Really?
anything. Combat's over. Yeah. You can always
So
use
I could just use it.
Even though it's a bonus action, out of combat that doesn't matter.
You don't have cure wounds or something? It's like a simple
I think-
low level spell.
He doesn't.
Albina is all into the higher level spells. Let me check.
I've got healer kits, a little bit, a few.
Do those replenish? What are those like?
Mm-hmm.
Like things you just gather that you heal
They're
with?
a minimum of 10. Is it a minimum of 10? Or is it
Well,
more
what
than
it is a healer's kit in most cases can be used. You use an action, and that can be used in lieu of making a medicine check to stabilize a creature. But because Iluna has the healer feat, she can actually use a healer's kit to tend to a creature, and she can restore 1d6 plus 12 hit points because it's 4 plus the creature's level. Yeah. But she can only do that to a creature once per short rest or long rest.
Oh, how about Albina just does some like produce flame so we all get hurt a little, and then she'll heal up to 6 of us. No, I'm just kidding. She wants to maximize the use of her her spell. No,
I want to make sure
if I'm gonna use my spell, you all better be hurt.
So I'm gonna hurt everyone.
Now watch with my 10-foot pole.
Wait, now this spare the dying, that's
Smith is
that
not
just
dying
stabilizes.
That stabilizes.
Yeah.
I can make that happen for you.
Not if I take you.
I can help you. I can help make you need to be stabilized.
I want to imagine as this scene is playing out, Smith is like standing there, like holding his ribs that were crushed from the snake, as Iluna is pulling out her healer's kit, and Albina's just standing over there like, well, I could heal a lot of people, but not a lot of people need healing, but I could hurt a lot of people and then heal a lot of people.
And then everyone's going to be happy.
It's alright. I'll heal you right back up.
So I could do the prayer of healing, and that's up to 6 creatures, 2d8s. How about that?
But is that a spell slot?
It is.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, I feel like we might need our spell slots. But that's all.
Oh yeah, and I actually cast it at level. It's just the 2nd level that I wanted to cast it.
Yeah,
Would
look
we
at
say
you
this
with
is
all
taking 10
these
minutes?
spell levels. I only have 2. Whoa.
That's for you. Now doesn't
Would we
it?
say this is taking 10 minutes?
Yeah,
Sorry.
like this whole conversation is going on, and during this time, the three of you plus Iggy have just gathered all of the snakes into like one massive pile.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a 1d6 for my ring of regeneration, which I completely forgot that I have.
Oh,
What?
hey, look at that.
And regenerate.
I gotta
All
get
right,
my
I
3 hit
rolled it.
points back.
2d8 healing. We're gonna see
Oh.
+4. 2d8 +4.
I also forgot. I just noticed that today that you had a ring of regeneration. Yeah, it's 1d6 hit points every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I am definitely lost at what's going on, but I guess Albina did something.
Albina is
I
using
did
her
a
prayer of
healing.
healing.
Prayer of
So
healing.
you and Smith both get 7 hit points.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm
But yeah.
still like near half my hit points away. I feel like
Yeah,
I
I'll
keep
be
Yeah.
like, maybe
I'm
I'll
full
save my
health.
spells, some spells if you want to take over, Iluna. And we don't want to rest here anyway, right? So.
Stacy, before I narrate the next part, do you
What?
want to use a healer's kit on Smith or yourself?
Well, definitely myself. Does Smith still need it? I can do that too.
Yes, he is still complaining about his lasagna.
What?
Smith is still grabbing his side in feigned
I
agony.
mean, I can, oof. I have a 4th level I could do for Prayer of Healing, or
Believe
the.
me, you don't need to, Anna.
Okay. I walk over and just like elbow him, nice and, strong elbow. How's it going? Feeling any better? As he stands up. Don't worry, I still got more spells.
What do I roll for these healings?
1d6 for each.
1d6.
I've been better.
Okay.
Tough love from Albina.
I'm gonna do myself first.
Okay.
So I have the capacity.
Just like
to
they
really
say in
help
the
anyone
airplanes,
else.
always reach for your mask first before you help others with their mask.
And then it's plus how much?
It is plus 12
Plus 12.
because it's 4 and
18.
8. So go ahead and roll another d6 there for the Schmiffers. Smith gets back 17.
Not bad.
Woo, thank you.
I'm still 10 off. That damn snake crushed the shit out of me.
Yeah, it did.
There you go. You're
Language.
pretty good.
Oh, I mean the poopy, I guess.
Crush the poopy out of you.
All right. So we will say that this was all happening maybe roundabouts over here where Smith was, as he was doubled over in pain and agony.
Iluna had to drag herself over there.
Seftis, me, you, and Iggy over here gathering all the bodies of the snakes into a giant pile. So yeah, do you? Who is lighting what? Are you guys lighting this?
I thought Steph just was lighting the arrow and the arrow was getting launched.
I know that was what
Oh,
was
could do
initially
that.
discussed. I
Yeah,
want
I heard
to
like
know.
Smith was going to fireball it as well, so I don't know what was going to do. Can we retreat to where we don't smell any gas and shoot from there?
How many minutes have gone by? Are my spirit guardians still out? Sorry.
No, your spirit guardians are definitely gone because your prayer of healing takes 10 minutes.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I just never took away the aura. Yeah, I'll say you guys, if you want to move back a distance, it's about 100 feet before, or it's like 100, 150 feet before you really like The smell of methane is still in the air, but it's not nearly as bad as it was over by those pools where the snakes came out.
Maybe it's the pools that are methane.
Maybe they're methane pools. Yeah, it's a good drink from them.
Could be.
You and any takers.
By the way,
you.
I will light an arrow on fire for a Luna to fire. She's pretty adept.
What?
She should be able to hit from there.
And we're definitely sure we don't want to call like.
The Ghostbusters.
Definitely.
No, I
Sure
mean
we don't
like.
know what?
Oh no, the enemies might see this giant bonfire and descend upon us.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a
well,
message. Look what we did.
Oh, to a pile of snakes.
I just don't want to fight any more undead snakes, so...
I don't either, but I'm just thinking everything around us will see this.
Well, Smith's already fired a crap load of fireballs, so
True.
it's not like we're being stealthy about it.
He's got a point.
They're all saying this as Septus is holding a flaming arrow in his hand, just holding it out to you.
And as he's holding that arrow, I'm just changing the colors of the flame.
Oh, good lord.
While you guys are talking about this, I'm just gonna firebolt it.
All right. This arrow. So here's I want to believe that this is the scene that's happening. So Luna's standing there like, do we really want to bring the presence of this? Steph's just holding out this arrow, and as this moment's going by, you just see Smith's hand impose itself between the two of you and shoot a firebolt.
And so as he does that, can I change the color?
Sure, what
Fire-
color?
Green?
Okay.
Green.
So you watch as this green mote of fire launches over to where these snakes are. As soon as it hits, you see that there's like this momentary flash. Everything for everyone goes white. You're blinded for a second. And then all of a sudden, there is just this nearly a self-contained, but like this giant explosion that just mushrooms up and rolls into the air.
TPK?
No TPK. You do imagine, though, Smith, that the distance that you were standing back, like you guys, like I said, you guys moved back like a good 150 feet or so.
It's only got a range of 120 feet.
Oh, is it 120 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's 120
Okay.
feet. Yeah, you guys, from where you were standing, if that's the case, you feel the heat on your face from this explosion. That would you have been, say, maybe 5 feet closer, you would have been in the blast radius of this thing and taking that extreme residual heat, but you're feeling it on you as this explosion rolls up into the air.
Huh.
And then it subsides.
And
And
you hear
what
the
you
crickets
see,
chirping.
what you see in its place is a massive crater about 40 feet wide.
Nice. I don't think we need to worry about any
that's
zombie
fine.
snakes coming back.
Actually, I could have just done. There we go. Yeah, a massive crater, just down, almost creating a pit where these snakes were.
So I'm assuming it is now filling up with water.
Yeah. because there's a
Yes,
pond.
all the water, all the swamp is filling into this hole. As you watch the creatures around it, there's just this scorched earth. It's starting to refresh itself from the extreme heat.
Look at us terraforming.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
So yeah,
Good lord.
that was a thing. Oh, and it was green, thanks to
Ugh.
our warlock. I just wait. Where's the other the GIF I found? Oh, here it is.
Methane burns green anyways.
Oh, it does.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have no clue.
Oh, okay. I was like, I
Very
don't know that.
convincing, your bluff
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we would have believed you.
Didn't you all know it's already green?
Yeah, he's like it was pointless. Oh, actually, it's blue. I just looked it up.
Yeah, I would say I
Um,
knew it wasn't the normal color, but yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it. I thought the same.
I love that GIF though of the of Pepe wearing the goggles, watching the nuke go off. That's what I had in my mind. All right.
Boom.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
so with that, do you guys continue heading west, following the tracks?
Yep.
Yes.
Are there any tracks left?
Journey to the west. Here we
There
go.
are.
We do it
I-
sharpish as well.
I will
Not
say
exactly subtle.
I will say that that you are still able to find tracks. I'm not going to make you roll
Yeah.
for that one.
You sure we didn't blow them all up?
Singed, yeah.
Somehow
Yeah,
we
just-
found
Wow, the
some
luck.
on the other
Gone.
side.
Yeah,
We just followed the
Precision
tracks
nuking.
and then blew shit up.
True. While you were gathering snake bodies, you
No.
made note of where the tracks were.
All right. Okay. So if going back to the
Oh,
initial way of things outside of combat, Stacy, if you want to roll your survival check to lead the party away from this war crime.
It's a swamp.
What's worse, throwing the lizard folk in the swamp or just blowing up
throwing
snakes?
the lizard, throwing
but blowing up
the
an
Yonti
environment?
in the quicksand was worse.
You just destroyed some of the like an environment.
I
The
loved
entire
the whole ecosystem.
I was
Yeah,
is messed up now.
I was
least-
so good.
At least
I was
I guess they were living.
I was so hoping that somebody would try casting another fire spell, because there was a criteria you had to hit when you cast a fire based spell or effect. So fortunately, none of you got that.
Oh, that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's also why Iggy didn't. He was following your leads. All right. So you guys continue on away from this site. With Iluna's tracking, you eventually start to get to the point where the tracks seem a little fresher. And ahead of you, you start to now hear the murmuring and hissing voices rising above the sounds of droning insects. You're at a point where there's a small ledge that you're able to see over. And as you look down upon this group, you can see ahead of you a sight of several carts fitted with sleds, several carts fitted with sled rails are being pulled by giant snails with thick appendages protruding from their heads. Most of the carts carrying lizard folk of various ages and sizes. Just by a quick glance, you would assume that there's maybe about like 50 of them or so. Most of the like I said, most of the carts carrying lizard folk, but you do see two of them closest to where you are bear cages. Each cage containing 4 humans, and you recognize quickly, based on their garb, that the one cage has the soldiers that you are looking for. As you're taking in this site, you actually see further up towards the cart that has a blue snail shell. There is a lizard folk standing above it, who is addressing all of these other lizard folk, and he says something in Draconic. So that would mean that Iluna and you are
You.
able to hear him say, in this, this hissed voice, he says, "Set up camp, feed the prisoners, and see to the needs of the group." And he looks over at the largest, the large lizard folk that is next to him. He says, "Go off, scout into the swamp for enemies, and bring us something back to eat." And then you see all of the lizard folk begin going about their various tasks. You can see some of them setting up areas for bedrolls. There are some setting up a campfire. You see another who is going over with this bucket of what looks to be like slop, and is like throwing it into the cages on the humans that are inside of them.
I have a question. Didn't we also come here for the ale too? Or what was the deal with the
Yes.
ale? That
No,
was why me came here, really.
Yes, so
that's why me and you wanted to come.
roll me perception checks.
And where are the cages? Are they in like the back of the camp?
They are. They're closer to you, but you can see that there are lizard folk that are guarded around them, and they are connected to these sleds with rails that are connected to these snails.
I'm looking at this blue snail. I don't know what
I was
the
thinking
heck
about
that
using
is.
knock to free them. Are they chained or anything?
You don't see that they're chained. What you see though is that the cages are secured with large metal clasps.
Would knock work on that or no?
Knock will open any
Padlock.
lock.
Yeah, it will open
Yeah.
a lock. Okay.
Cool.
I'm saying that is
All
myself.
right. So I will say that Albina and Iluna, the two of you, you're looking over this campsite as people are going about, or as the lizard folk are going about this. And to the far west, over here, you can see that that particular sled, the lizard folk that are pulling stuff off of it, you can see that they have pulled off 3 large casks of ale.
Okay.
I'll note that.
I'm just
I'm just gonna say to you and Goblin, there's your ale.
Another thing that Albina, I will say that you notice this as a war cleric, and having a little bit more sight on things of this nature. When you watched the largest lizard folk make his way out, you could see that he was carrying with him a net, but he wasn't taking any weapons with him. But after he leaves the camp, you do see that there are a few of them in the camp that are a lot stronger. I mean, sorry, not a lot stronger, but like a lot bigger, a lot more muscular, that all kind of take like patrolling points. As a war cleric, you're recognizing these patterns that they start like maneuvering around the camp, not necessarily in any like ordered form, like in a marching order or anything, but you do see them kind of like making a few patterns around areas, watching over the other lizard folk, taking glances off into the surrounding area. Those ones are all wearing They're all bearing shields, and on their side you can see that they have a massive club, and then they all carry a few javelins on a holster on their back as well.
Okay.
So
I'll
you
like whisper
recognize,
this to the group.
yeah. So you recognize those as who are probably the guards to the group.
Okay.
I'll
Um,
I'll whisper to the group that I think we should cause a distraction and try to lure the guards away to free the
um,
soldiers.
you said the 4 prisoners were on the left.
They are on the right. They are in
And
And they're
these
soldiers, right?
2 cages.
Wait, they're in both of the cages.
There are 4 humans in each cage.
Oh. Um,
That's the only spot the humans are in.
That is all that you can see. Like I said, you
Okay.
watched a lizard folk go up who had like a bucket, and it was just kind of like scooping stuff out that almost looked like slop or viscera, and was throwing it in there. And in a broken common, it was saying, "Eat up," and just like slopping this stuff on the ground of the dirty cages.
I mean, they have them as
Mm.
prisoners for a reason. They didn't kill them. But they look, well, the other ones, we're assuming they're the ones who are hauling the ale.
Yes. The barrels that you saw, they are.
No,
Here we go.
I meant the other people.
There's no other humans other than the ones in the cages. It's all lizard folk. There's about 50 lizard folk here.
I mean, the 4 of them are 4 of them are guards.
4 of them are
We
guards.
recognize
The
that.
other
The
ones are humans still, but you don't know who they are. You could assume they are the merchants that were hauling the ale and goods.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta pee.
Wait, so how many humans are there?
8 in total.
And how many soldiers of the humans? 4 of them? There were 4
Yes,
soldiers.
4.
In the group
Yes. There are
that we're
4
looking for?
soldiers. Yeah, there are 4 soldiers, and there are what you would probably more assume to be 4 commoners.
Well, I'm.
There you go. If that makes it
Oh.
any better.
Oh. Sure. So they went to scout for enemies, and they walked away. So they
One.
don't think.
One big one did.
Oh, I thought a couple went with him.
No.
They took positions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was basically just it was the largest lizard folk that was next to him.
Is that the one that's kind of different on the map?
Yes. Yeah, I have him up here on the top. I just have
I
him.
thought he was the one who told somebody to go look for enemies.
No, that is the one that is right in front of that blue shell.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at that blue shell. The heck's coming out of there?
Oh. I
Yep.
didn't
There
see
he
that
is.
till I scrolled in. Somehow it blended in.
Yep, he is right on top of there. Yeah,
Okay,
to make it a little easier. There he is.
So that's
He's
the
on there.
presumed leader who told the other one, and he wandered too. But they
Correct.
didn't come in our direction.
No, he went off to the north.
Our explosion and everything else, so we're not. Well, I'm not assuming we're the enemies they are referring to just yet. But
How far away are we?
I would say from where you're standing, you're about let me think. I'd probably say you're about a good like 200 feet away to the south, to the southeast. You would be essentially off the map.
I'm assuming I can't get a good look, see if anyone's got keys on them, like a big key ring.
Not from where you are. No, unfortunately, you cannot see that.
I'd say we move up a little closer.
You said we were like on a cliff top though.
You were on a
On a
ledge.
ledge.
Basically, I was just arguing that was the way that you were able to like kind of like look down on them a little bit more and potentially not be seen from where you were standing. But if you did want to move closer, you could potentially, or I will say this, you'd be making some noises, so you're gonna be making some stealth checks if you want to move up quietly.
So we have like high ground on them, like, or is it just like a gradual, like
Oh,
hill
yeah, I
type
mean
deal?
it's mostly flat. Yeah, it was just like enough of a ledge that you were able to like look out across them. But it is like kind of a gradual slope towards them, that 200 feet.
It would still make noise or be. How close to dark is it?
Right now, you think it's gonna start getting dark within the hour.
Do we want
In
to
fact,
wait
you can
for-
even see some of the lizard folk here are starting to set up a few torches.
Do we want to wait till dark? And is our plan to try to just free these people? And I don't see how we'll
What?
escape with 8 extra people with us. So
If we start moving in, how soon do we need to start rolling stealth checks? How close can we get without having to worry about them?
I mean, I'm gonna say,
No,
once you move up from here, at that point, you're going to be, you're going to be close enough that at least base line of sight, you're going to probably be visible. So if you want to start moving closer to the group from here, you would have to start making stealth checks now.
because we'd be making too much noise, or they could see us.
More that you can see, like they can see you. I mean, it's
There's nothing
Well,
like
it
we
is-
can add to cover.
oh there is, but that's going to be that would be reliant on their passive perception. If you want to hide behind things, that's what's going to tie into that stealth check.
Albina mentioned. Oh wait. I don't think
You
she
think
told
of the
us
silence?
about her silence. So it's a little bit of out of game. I don't know if she's used it.
No, you
with
guys know
us
if I've
before.
used it with
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys,
I thought so.
because the
We did a
classic
silent
Albina-
fireball.
Yeah,
We did. I just now like or you and Smith made that. So yeah,
But yeah, we would have
consider
told
that
you about that.
option.
Man, you missed the best thing. Yeah. I was just gonna ask the group what they thought about, actually, because I was like, should I silence everything here? But then that means no one can make any kind of verbal, somatic, any kind of spells in that. Is it 15?
any verbal components to spells. So any spell that you have, if you are in
that needs that,
if you
yeah.
are in a sphere of silence, any spell that has the V note for the verbal component, you would not be able to cast.
I
So
assume that's just knock.
for Albina, that so happens to be literally every spell she has. Same with
So I wouldn't be able to be in that area. I'd have to stay where I am to do anything.
Should we
It
take
doesn't
Mies?
dispel anything, right?
It doesn't
If
dispel
you walk
anything.
into okay.
Right. Like you could
That's what
walk
I thought,
into it with
okay.
a magic item and it's not going to cause it, but if you wanted to cast, like if you cast silence and I'll say this just so you understand. If you were to cast silence on this area where these carts are, it's a 20-foot sphere. Smith would not be able to be in that sphere when knock is cast. Now, I will say, because Smith would be able to see this, knock has a range of 60 feet. So he does not necessarily have to be touching the thing. It is verbal.
I was gonna ask that. Like, it doesn't. As long as he's outside of the thing, the spell can still work inside of it.
Correct.
So.
Okay. I think what it comes down to is, we're here for the ale as well. So I don't think we can stealthily. We can probably sneak out the humans,
The people.
but yeah, I don't think we can sneak out the ale. So we're probably just gonna have to take this whole camp over.
Yeah, but I mean, we want to do it strategically. We want to get the jump on them, essentially.
Well,
Fireball's got a range of 150 feet.
There's like 50 people here, though.
Like humans or bad guys? Because I'm not worried about the humans.
Well, let's be honest. Bad guys is a suggestive point. It is a group of about 50 lizard folk.
50?
50. I don't have them on the map. I can't put 50 on there.
Oh,
but
okay.
the ones that are on the map are the ones that Albina has pointed out that they appear to be more warriors, more guards, than to be common lizard folk. The other ones, they don't seem as strong. They don't seem as bulky. They are sort of more going about the menial tasks around the camp.
Is it? Sorry.
I think.
Diplomacy.
Sorry, I threw something without double checking, but I wanted to ask you. Would I know anything about these snails? And I don't know if that's what I would need to throw.
Not what you would need to roll, but if you want, you can roll a history check if you want to see if you can recall anything about them.
I'm just interested for something strategic. I was thinking, but let's see.
What were you gonna say, Smith?
Is this like? This is just like an entire like these lizard folk? It's like do they have like family? Like, are there little lizard folk children running around type deal, or are these like?
You see some young ones here and there,
really?
like not that many,
Right,
just a few of them.
No, I'm feeling left for slaughtering everybody.
Hey, come on, sand people also had children, not just the.
Would I know
men,
if these things get spooked? The snails.
You would not know that based on that.
Boo.
Unfortunately, these creatures are fairly foreign to most of you. The only one that actually even knows really about them is more just you from his role he made earlier in the day.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, man, I wish I knew more about these things. I want to scare them off. Just set the camp in chaos.
Do you think we can talk reason with them?
All of our stuff's attached to them.
I know, but I want to cause them to like run into something and like, catch them by surprise and be like, "Oh, get that snail!"
I'll give you this one. You actually see the one right here. As it is adjusting itself, it's moving very slowly.
Doesn't do run.
I mean, they are snails.
I feel like we need.
Hey, in the never-ending stories, they had a racing snail and it took off. Okay.
Oh, that's true. There was also that movie about the snails that race. So you know what? I'll give you that one, Hannah.
Mina knows nothing about these things, but she's just thinking of horses that spook, and trying to make them.
Yeah.
She's thinking back into the war days.
Well, Alina's thinking how she's not going to take out 50 of these people for the sake of 8 of hours.
She's trying to keep her range.
Or have ale. They clearly captured these people instead of killing them.
They're feeding them to the blue snail over there. The Demogorgon.
For what it's worth, this is This is about what I want you guys to think about with these creatures. This is about how big these things are. Especially that blue one in the front.
Humongous.
The other ones have more slightly mundane colors when it comes to their shells. The one in the front is a more scintillating blue.
Wait, where'd you put this? I'm so sorry.
I put that in the Discord.
In Discord. Okay.
For those of
I
you
had
curious
not
on
been in the
stream-
chat apparently. So that's what they look like. Wow.
That's what they look like. These giant spiked appendages at the ends of their face.
All of them. I thought just the blue one. Okay. I was all excited about this blue one that will look different. Okay.
It's only different because it has a blue shell.
Yeah, but the front of it looks different actually. In the picture, I should say.
Yes, the front of it, the front of that one definitely does. Unfortunately, this is just the map that.
Oh no, yeah, I figure.
This is just the official map. I didn't put this on there.
Oh, okay.
I would have wanted them to be tokens so I could move them.
I thought they were. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. It's okay.
There's the token.
It's a nice map.
When we need it.
when we need it, great.
We don't need it.
So, Beanna's just gonna be like brainstorming with everybody. You guys know what to do? What do you think we should do? And what do I know about this formation? How much would I know, or what exactly is this formation they're doing?
It's not really like a formation in a kind of like
strategic.
Yeah, it's not so much like marching orders or anything like that, but you just see the bigger ones more focusing their they each have their own small circle that they make, helping the other lizard folk, looking out, surveying the area.
Okay.
You can see.
I think we need to split up.
The barrels have been moved over into a central area behind the main lizard folk's snail.
Okay.
I think
good.
We need to make ourselves known.
I think we need to shoot at the blue shelled one, and firebolt that whole carriage there. Just so that it stops them from trying to run that way, and they'll have to run either south or toward us, or.
Our goal is to get these 8 out alive.
No, not those ones, but we're gonna shoot all the way above.
And
the ale, yes, that's why.
Any of this, they will attack us.
So, here's the thing that I want you to keep in mind.
Immediately kill the prisoners, because why keep them alive?
Here's the thing that I also want you guys to keep in mind. I said you were about 200 feet back from where the map starts. That snail.
We can't see anything.
You can see up to there. It's about a football field's away.
I can see the ale pretty much, right?
You can
right
see,
in front of it.
like you can see the barrels. They've been moved into the center. You can see the campfire, the snails. But you're about 300 and like a good 320 feet away from that blue snail.
So that blue snail slime that I picked up earlier and put in a vial. Is it acidy? Like, will it eat through metal?
No. I mean, you. I know you picked it up. I know you put it in a vial. It didn't hurt you. But unfortunately, you don't know enough about it, really.
Okay.
I have an idea, folks. I say we firebolt the 2 right-hand lakes and hopefully they explode.
And
get a fire on that end.
Oh, are you talking about the 2 up way past the snail?
Yeah. Well, mainly that one right there.
One?
That the DM's pointing out. No, sorry, right here. Oh wait, I can't do that. How are you guys doing that? Hold on. There it is, the little one.
Yeah, there you go.
Right there. This one here for sure. I don't know. I keep refreshing the page and it does that.
Fine, it's fine. I know what she's pointing to.
I know what she's pointing to too.
But
She never said her name in it.
All right. Here. You'll like this one better.
Sup, you?
So, Rar.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I think we should definitely this one
approach
right
the
here.
leader.
I think we need fire all around us. Smith, what do you say?
We're trying to make everyone be alive.
But there's no one over there.
No, I mean our prisoners.
Yeah, but they're not going to be near the fire.
Whoa.
They'll just be in their little box for now.
They won't be
Did
alive
you just
very
say
much
our
longer.
prisoners?
The prisoners.
The ones we're trying to.
Oh, wait, there's a
Safe.
guy literally right next. I say we take him out. I didn't see him at the bottom right over here.
There's
Yeah,
two
so we
of them.
sneak up on him. We use that sphere.
There's
as,
two
what is it,
where? Am I
silence, whatever.
blind? Oh, he's right
there-
above there.
There's another one. And Here's the
Okay.
thing. Here's the thing.
And there's
Again,
two
I
more
cannot put 50 tokens on the map without crashing the app. There are,
A
aside
lot.
from the ones you can see on the map, there are roughly 40 other lizard folk in this camp going about various tasks.
Okay, well, I feel like we should just firebolt those 3 or 4 that's right by the fire. Just get rid of them first, and then we're gonna run in.
Draw them out.
It's
Draw them out somewhere else.
I'm
Distract
still
them.
You know,
dumbfounded
Albina's
on
gonna take things
our
on her in
prisoners.
her own hands. I don't care about the prisoners, okay? They can
But
be her
they're not our
prisoners. She can keep
prisoners.
them. I'm about to just control the water and flood everyone, okay?
I've never seen Hannah this bloodthirsty.
Right?
We can all breathe underwater. Remember that.
It's not water, it's methane, okay?
I'm
We're all
just
gonna
saying.
die.
You said water. We can all breathe underwater.
I mean, it's not liquid methane.
Okay, well that's good to know. I thought it was after like
No.
everything that happened
No,
back there.
it's not liquid methane.
I was like methane snakes. I mean, we're on an alien planet. Okay.
what?
All right.
Ma'am, you were fought a few snakes. One of them resurrected from the dead, but you are just in a swamp.
Well, I think we're in a swamp in a different land, like
We're still
planet.
here.
So
Albina is sitting over there like having
She's just
war
making up her own
flashbacks.
campaign.
She's like in her own head. She's like, if we blow up the camp over here, we can make a dash into there, and then we can kill these guys.
get those alien
We
snails.
have to rescue these people. We cannot make enemies of the lizard folks, or the whole entire town of Lylon will be in trouble.
You know what?
We just need to be diplomatic. We can talk to them. If they wanted these prisoners dead, they would be dead already. I would imagine they're in a position to bargain. They captured them for a reason.
Albina's gonna cast her Guardian of Faith right over like the majority of where are the majority of these creatures?
They're 200
Where do I
feet
see a
away.
cluster?
Guardian of Fate has a range of 30 feet, Hannah. You are 300.
Yeah, I'm
feet
gonna
away.
like dash in pretty much. Just get the
You
surprise
are-
attack, even if I have to die.
I mean,
If you go by
okay.
yourself, you will die.
I
How
mean,
far does rescue go?
rescue relies on it being a willing creature. So if she's unwilling, it doesn't matter
Nope,
how far
I'm
away
willing.
rescue is.
No, I'm willing. How far does rescue go?
How far does
90.
rescue go? I think the
You're going
level
to
that
get
you
the
guys are
ale?
at- I think the level that you guys are at, it's 90 feet.
Albina was gonna
That doesn't
ask for
help.
that flying carpet pretty much, and she was just gonna like fly over and cast her.
I was just gonna turn into a lizard folk and walk in there.
That's even better. Listen, Albina doesn't have this kind of ability, so she commends you.
So are you just bull rushing into this place, ready
No.
to cast your Guardian of Faith?
Well,
Won't
now that you see how
remain
far it
alive.
is, I don't really want to get ambushed. I'd rather borrow that flying carpet and then cast my gonna fly right above them. Cast it.
I'm not willing to put us all in a chance for TPK. There's 50 of us, or 50 of them.
I do want to
Well,
say
what
during
ideas
all
do
of
you
this,
have? I'm listening.
Jared!
I
Where's
don't think
Jared?
you have been. You've been doing a
Jared!
lot of talking. We
I
need
do want to
to.
say, before you say what you're going to say, Stacey, because I haven't addressed what he's doing. Me is feverishly watching the barrels of ale. He has not moved
Oh
forward,
boy.
but
Yeah.
he is watching them. All right,
We-
now say what you're
He's
going to say,
ready to
Stacey.
go.
We can rescue the ale and the
We
people.
can just hear him.
We can.
I need the ale. I can hear him in the background. Where is he? He needs to be on Discord right now.
All right, what were you saying,
Okay.
Stacey?
You still there?
Stacey?
Just a moment. I've been talked over about 10 times now.
Okay, well, okay, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
That we need to talk to somebody.
I don't necessarily think that'd be a
If we
bad idea. Oh,
we
I'm
don't
sorry. I
go
thought you were done.
in diplomatically, either the prisoners or some of us will be severely injured or die. These people look relatively civilized with their little camp supplies. They didn't kill any. They captured everything. They'd even destroy the ale. They captured the ales, or, well, captured, seized it, whatever. I mean, maybe they'll use it, but the leader speaks draconian at least, but they probably speak common.
Draconic?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I thought we agreed we weren't going to talk to them, so I'm sorry about that, Stacy. But go ahead, sorry.
But I'm not engaging in a fight with them unless they fight us first.
Do
If
we
they
know
attack us first, I'll attack back. That's
do we
always
know
been
how
the
many?
way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Stace, do we know, do any of us know if any of the people have been, if that's like all the prisoners that were missing, or we don't know really how many went missing total?
We don't know about the merchants, but we know those we were looking for 4 soldiers or guards.
Yeah, so you know that you're looking for 4 soldiers, and you can see that the 4 in the left cart are all wearing the heraldry of the Lylon Guard. I mean, it's the Neverwinter Guard as well. The ones on the right, though, they are wearing more common traveling clothes. So it does kind of lead you to believe that these might have been the cart drivers, the merchants that were delivering the ale and supplies up to Lylon.
And from my perspective, they have an enemy, and it isn't us. They went to scout for enemies, but they went away from us. They possibly don't know we're here, but they're certainly not searching our direction yet.
Um, so do you think it's a good
To make a
idea?
suggestion?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
If y'all are okay with this, I'm gonna move and hide 120 feet away from the big dude. Not the big dude, but the one in the blue shell, the
Uh-huh.
lizard dude. send message to him and ask him what he is willing to trade for the prisoners and the ale.
Can you send message to him if you don't know him?
It just has to be a creature within range.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
You said you would be. Can you? Did you say out loud the whole like changing into a lizard folk, or is that
You
out
guys
of
watched
game?
him turn into a
He
humanoid
did
creature.
mention that to us.
Yeah,
He
but
was
maybe he
asking, I
doesn't
think.
want to turn into a lizard folk. I was just saying, did he come up with that idea? Did he say it out loud?
Yes, he
In
did
game.
throw that idea of going in there as a lizard folk and just asking who's in charge.
I think that could potentially work.
I can see that
Can
working.
can you like not clone, but like can you if we would take one out silently back here and like drag him and hide him, can you like pretty much become the replica of him?
You can just do it by
Yes.
looking at them.
Oh, okay.
Just
Well, I
my
wanted
only
him to
thing
look
is,
exactly like it so that like he could pretend to be that one and go in and talk.
Just a touch out of game. Are they wearing particular clothing, or are lizard folks like the
I mean,
snake one?
they
Like,
have natural armor and stuff, but I mean they are
Mm.
wearing like minor garbs and things, mostly decorative, if anything.
because you
So, can we have a backup plan if they would become violent toward him? You know what I mean? I assume they're all hostile. That's why I'm like ready to just burn them all down. But now I see Stacy was saying like she doesn't feel the need, and so I get it now.
If he wants out quickly, he could take the magic carpet. That's got pretty decent distance on it if he needs to get out fast.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So yeah, if everyone's go with that, we can try his plan out. The talking and changing into lizard.
So I'm sorry. What? One more time. What's the plan? You're going in as a lizard folk,
yes,
and you're gonna do what? Talk to the
I'm
leader.
going to
Look for the leader.
just go into the first lizard folk. No, I would go in, talk to the prisoners, and see if they're okay and all that. Try to unlock the cages, and then if I can't, send message to the leader of the lizard folk, asking them if they're willing to trade for the ale and the prisoners.
yeah,
Sounds good
Okay.
to me.
maybe ask who their enemy is, or whatever, because it doesn't seem to be us. It doesn't seem to be humans, or they would have slashed all the humans up.
You should become a snake.
Possibly.
Maybe they'll come after you
No.
then.
Can I use
He can't polymorph. He can shape change.
I can polymorph.
So he can look like another humanoid. He couldn't like. That's the thing. Like the
So the
turtle
Yanti
thing.
is not part humanoid. Oh, okay.
I mean, hey, you know
I
what?
I could change into a different variant of a Yanti, but we haven't come across them yet.
If you wanted to turn into a Yanti, the one that he saw, yes, he could do that. But instead of it having snake legs, it would have it would have to have like humanoid legs because he has to keep the same arrangement of limbs.
Can I
Gotcha. Okay.
use the disguise kit to try and make him? I mean, if he goes in with the clothes he's wearing, they see him, they'll be like, "You're not. You may look like a lizard folk, but you're not one of us." So to make something that look closer to what they're actually wearing, I'm proficient in it.
I would.
He should run in.
I would say that if you wanted to do that, you would have to you would have to get closer if you
Closer.
wanted to see it, because you can see
I
that they're
know.
wearing stuff, but like to see if any of them have markings that would discern a member of the group to the camp, that you cannot tell from this range.
Yeah, I imagine we would get a little bit closer anyhow just to assist with the prisoners or to help him escape if he needs help or
What if you
we're not
went
gonna
running
stay.
in, like
Naked?
he was being chased? Well, yeah, you could be naked, like you were running away from something that was chasing you, and ask for help. That would seem pretty inoffensive, right? If you've tripped and fell, even would be even better. Like, oh, like all nervous and scared. Hmm.
Good.
But I didn't hear what you just said. Sorry.
But I would be naked.
Who cares? You can put a loincloth on or something. I'm just I'm just saying and make it look real, like you're being chased by something, and then it wouldn't be so weird as to like, oh, I want to make a trade for your ale and the prisoners.
But he wouldn't know where it was coming from.
I don't know. It looks more suspicious that you come in asking for the ale.
Yeah, I could, if we can come up with a scroungy loincloth, I don't see why I couldn't.
You could just be like, I just barely got out of alive. Those Yonti were after me, and just
Yeah,
be
and
like,
then I
can
can
I
hand him
can
the
I buy
note.
one of your carriages?
Yeah, then I can hand him the note that we found.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be naked. That was your request. You kind of suggested that on your own.
Eh, you're not wrong. So, you're just gonna try to find the loincloth.
I mean, you don't have any. I would say that. I would say that directly around you, there's nothing, but I don't necessarily know if you. I mean, you could tear
Can
off, like you have commoner's clothing, so you could tear off some of
just tear
that.
off your clothes and I'll put them in my
You know,
bag, you know,
Were we trying to
and
get any
gather
closer?
some mud and stuff and put it all over
Hold
you,
up.
and then go running
I,
in.
I could use my cloak of many fashions, yes?
I mean, you can make your cloak look like another cloak.
Make it look like a tattered one that was like ripped and scratched and
It always like
bitten off
it
by a
always has to
snake.
look like a cloak.
I could always
A
polymorph you
tattered.
into some sort of critter, and you can sneak in there.
And then
Or
pop out of the bushes naked, like, hi, how long have you guys been here? I was just knocked out for a little.
can we send Anime in to get more information about everyone's whereabouts and the camp and everything? Would you be okay with that?
He's pretty unique looking.
You don't think
I
you'd be
feel
able
like
to stay out of sight up above and still get a good view?
Get
Yeah,
a
I wouldn't want
bird's
anything to
eye
happen to her,
view.
but
well, I feel like they'd notice her and be like, "What's that?" and definitely draw our attention back to us. I mean, she's not a typical looking bird. That's all. It's not
gotcha.
like she's
Yeah, that's a good
she's an
point.
eagle.
I mean, I would say.
I
I mean,
definitely thought of that, but
if you wanted to do that, she could roll stealth to try and stay within the trees. Um, but because of her colors, um, I would say that at least like the lizard folk that are more keeping a watch, I would be giving them advantage on their passive perception. So that would bump their passive perception up by 5.
I feel like we should get closer. Unless we're all planning on standing up here forever.
Did you need to be to get a look at the outfits to do that disguise thing?
I would say to get within range to know if the outfits have any distinguishing marks that separate them, like to have a symbol or some kind of etching or words on them. I'm gonna say that you would have to get within 100 feet, because most of the colors that they're wearing are dull. They are meant to blend in with the swamp that they are around.
Can Smith polymorph you into like a
Yeah,
dragonfly or whatever would be around here, and you land on one of the snails and you check out the ones that are nearby us?
absolutely, I could do that. Do you think that'd be a good idea? I think we should get more information about everything. Yeah, I don't think that would be a bad idea to send someone in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna already go in there, and then you can just fly over wherever to the other side, and just be coming from the opposite side of us, and then be like, back into the lizard folk, and just be like, hey, how much you want for those, or ask for help, or whatever you decide, you want to say.
Can I
Because
send
they definitely
message
won't
while in
see you.
dragonfly form?
Say that again, Aaron.
Can I send message in dragonfly form?
That's great.
I
It's a great idea.
know that your actions are limited. Sorry, no, here it is. The creature is limited to actions it can perform by the nature of its new form, and it can't speak, cast spells, or take any other action that requires hands or speech.
Boo. Make him a monkey. Just make him a monkey.
Huh. I mean, I also have invisibility. I also have full person. I mean, do we have any idea how many people are standing guard outside the prisoners? Is it just the two?
You can see that there are two that have been more focused around the guard, around the prisoners. The ones though up by the campfire, you can actually see that they're boiling a giant like cauldron of water at this point. As the as while you guys were having this discussion, the chieftain gestured over to them about this. But you can see that they're now starting to boil a large pot of water. But yeah, there is
soup.
at least within 30 feet of the prisoners is about 5 lizard folk, all bearing weapons.
I mean, I think it would be a good idea to try diplomatic approach as well, but I mean, what do we have to offer these people, these creatures? I don't think we have anything that they'd be interested in, really, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know.
I found something.
Our help with their enemy.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Can I use the disguise kit to disguise Anime as a muddy brown colored bird?
I mean, I wouldn't even necessarily say that you'd have to use the disguise kit for that. You could just muddy up her feathers
And make her look,
because yeah, I mean, the disguise kit is more like cosmetics, makeups, dyes, small props, things of that nature. But beyond that, like if you wanted to muddy her up to try and camouflage her, you could definitely do that.
Well, just know that if they notice her, we'll draw her attention towards us.
Unless she flies in from the opposite side. I mean, I don't know how much she can walk or like creep, behind bushes or whatever. But
Are we going with these trees that we can see are the only trees, even though you said it was like a canopy?
No, there is more trees than that. Like I said, unfortunately, this is the map that
Yes.
came with it. So
Okay. And Anime does she know the languages I know?
Anime, I believe, does know the languages that you know, but cannot speak. She understands the languages that you speak. So yes, she could understand Draconic.
Well, okay, she can fly in and learn more, but I like Yu's plan. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I forgot his name for a second. Of trying to do message, the original one. And we can offer help with their enemy. For our prisoners. Or for their prison. Oh no, our people back. And the ale. As you sits there, or yeah, me sits there being all about it. But I feel like we should just try to get closer regardless, unless anyone else is. So
I think
we
we should
can
get closer for sure.
so we can assess the prisoners to see if any of these plans go a bit wonky. We could at least try to get the prisoners out while other things are happening.
Let's move closer then.
Okay. Oh no.
Alright. Unless we
All right.
want to fly Anime first. But
All right. So, what is the plan?
Because we've been here like a half an hour debating.
I
Yu's
just
gonna go
need to know.
in.
So Yu is gonna go in. How? Polymorphed?
That's how we decided just
You,
to go in.
Smith?
I don't know. That's what I don't know what the final decision was. I
What do
just
you
need
want
to
to
know
do? What do you think
what is
feel?
happening
What do you
right
think
now.
will be safer?
Aaron?
Be right
Oh,
back.
he
He
just.
said.
Jesus Christ.
I'll go with whatever you want to do because he's the one going in there, I guess. So if he wants to go in there as a dragonfly or as a lizard folk, I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah. But then we all need to get closer anyway, so.
Well, if we
Can we
get
throw a
closer, they're going to
stealth?
see it.
Gotcha, okay.
I don't think we should go in or move closer, but not until we get the go ahead from you. I think
Okay.
we should send him in first. But we need some sort of signal if something goes bad. Although, didn't we decide Dragonfly was not a good idea because he can't really communicate with us? I guess he could always
Yeah,
come
he
back.
wasn't gonna do Dragonfly. I think he was just gonna go in, but
No matter
Yeah.
no matter what polymorph state, he would not be able to communicate with you guys.
He doesn't have a mindset of a dragonfly, does he?
No.
He does.
His physical stats do change. So his strength, dex, and con all change to that of a dragonfly, which dragonflies aren't even a thing in 5e. So like technically
What's
we
a
would
common
be.
creature in swamps?
Cricket.
Like a fly. I mean, I imagine. I don't know if.
A horsefly. There you go.
Yeah,
Make him a horsefly.
like a wasp.
Fly and
Like
Anime first to see if to hear
If
whatever.
you want to do that, yeah. Just muddy her up and send her in for doing recon, and then if she gets discovered, just send her to the distance in the trees or something away from us. I don't know.
Zunto for whoever sneezed.
Hey, welcome back.
Sneezed?
Because she can
Oh.
be telepathic with me, but not at that distance. So she wouldn't be able to tell me anything until she got within 120 feet of me. But she could probably fly near where we at. Here. Near to where this guy's at. I'm guessing to hear if they're saying anything. And maybe do like a loop to have a better
So we're just waiting on
idea of what
you
they're saying.
to
But
decide
that wouldn't take her very long
what
to fly.
And she has a
So
60-foot flying speed, so for her to go and just do a once around, I mean that's essentially 300 feet out to the other side of the camp, 300 feet back. So with a 60-foot flying speed, that means it's going to be at least a minute for her to fly out and come back. That's not for her to like stop and listen or anything of those sorts, but just to assess what the camp is looking like.
okay. Well, let's not go around. We'll just fly in. Because she can fly above and she'll see most of it, wouldn't she? We can see all of this as it is.
I mean, you can see. I mean, you have a slight elevation, but like you can see pretty much, what is going on.
We hear they're generally like murmuring or talking. I don't imagine they're dead silent.
No, yeah, there's commotion going on. They're talking, like you can hear like the hisses and the murmurs, carrying on the air.
Anime's gonna do some. We'll make her look brown as we can.
Okay. While that's
While our
going
guys
on,
are making her so filthy.
yeah, she telepathically, she says she understands. Okay, so while you are doing that, Aaron, are you heading in changelinged into a lizard folk? Are you wanting to go in polymorphed? I don't know what was decided on or what you wanted to do.
Changelinged into a lizard folk naked.
Okay. So Aaron or you begins to disrobe. And who is taking all of his stuff?
Oh. Septis, you're strong.
Seth just looks away in disgust and walks away.
It's literally the only things you'll be taking is his cloak and his staff.
So you is walking in there with an amulet around his neck, a set of daggers. I'm assuming your quarterstaff because you have that equipped. And are you leaving everything else in your backpack? Like what? Basically, here's what I need you to do. I need you on your character sheet right now to go in and whatever items you are leaving with the party, you need to click it, go to move, and move it to your backpack. Because if shit hits the fan and something goes awry, I need to know what exactly you have taken in there. So go ahead and do that. Stacy, while this is going on, go ahead and roll me a D20 check with proficiency.
Sorry.
keep looking over at my sign that says "Eat a big one."
What, a D20 with proficiency?
Yeah. Just roll. I mean, you can roll anything that has proficiency. You can roll a nature check, sleight of hand. Your proficiency is just +3, so it's. And this is.
I clicked it. Clicked it twice. Okay, just one. One.
Okay.
Oh, can
So,
I use my
Question.
inspiration?
You can use your inspiration to re-roll that.
Again?
Yep. You just got to take the new roll.
Right. Oh, I don't imagine it's gonna be much worse. Maybe. That's better.
Okay.
+3, you said?
So that's going to be 16. What was your question, Aaron?
So, can I tell if any of those lizard folks have any sort of robe? Not robe, but cloak.
A cloak?
Yeah. Can I tell if any of them are like wizardish?
You could not tell that from this range. I would say roll a perception check.
Wow.
You scan over the group. You don't see any of them wearing like any kind of like robe or cloak or anything like that. You do see them for the most part just wearing like decorative pieces. You know, they might be wearing a band or some kind of like the Yuan-Ti had that like leather strap for their sword sheath. That's the most that you're really seeing out of all of them.
No staffs or anything?
Other than the ones that are carrying javelins and scimitars, which are the guards moving around the camp, no.
Well, I guess I'm gonna keep my my necklace, my staff, and my orb.
Wait, why is I'm grappled? I'm restrained. What happened?
Because you were grappled and restrained. Myth is grappled and restrained.
Actually,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? No,
Wait
but
a
then it
minute.
says Smith at the bottom. Why? What happened?
Oh, because Smith is still grappled and restrained, apparently. I just did a quick refresh on your sheets. It's all good.
I thought this happened like something happened while we were all sitting there talking. I'm like, what just happened?
Nobody at this moment is grappled nor restrained other than the prisoners.
Some kind of a vine came out and grappled them.
Nah. All right. So, while this was going on, and you're all watching as you start to unrobe himself, Iluna goes over and starts caking on Anime with a little bit of mud. You can see a bit of discomfort in her eyes as the weight of the mud is kind of weighing her down on from her feathers. And you're also finding it a little bit difficult just because birds often have a layer of oil to keep them watertight. So the mud really isn't sticking to her too well, but you are able to get it to cover her and at least dull up her feathers so that she's not glinting as she flies through and catches the light from a fire. With that, she takes off towards the camp. I need you to roll a stealth check for me.
Who?
Just
sorry. For Anime, yeah. So
I was gonna say, why am I rolling the stealth
you
check?
You can technically roll the one that you have because she also has a +3 to stealth.
But mine auto has an advantage.
Okay, well just right click it and hit flat roll.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can I do something? Can I turn her invisible before we throw all this? I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Or no? Too
Yeah.
late.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So we'll say. Did you want to? Are you? So I imagine you're casting at a second level.
Yes.
Okay. So while this is going on, Smith has been like there, next to
I've been thinking about
Albina,
all sorts of options and whatnot.
what's that?
Before he casts it, I'm assuming there's still mud on the bird. Until
Yes.
Smith realizes. Well, does he say he's going to cast invisibility on the
I
bird?
will. I mean, that's up to Smith.
Wait, he can do
I
that?
I will say, yeah. While you're doing this, I'm sorry. Were you talking? I have such a hard
No,
time
go,
hearing you, Stacey. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Uh, I'll as she's doing this, I'll be like slap myself in the head and say I could have a V8. No, I'm just kidding. Be like, oh man, I could have turned. I should have just done this from the get go. We can use invisibility on her. I always thought about using it to sneak one of us in, but we can use it on her to just scope out everything and get her a little closer without having to worry about her.
Oh, well then I'll just clean her right up for you, and I'll use
so-
prestidigitation.
Okay. So,
Poor bird.
you cast prestidigitation, cleaning up Anime's feathers. You see them, back to their original luster. At this point, Smith casts invisibility on her. At which
I
point you
could have
see
just
that
cast prestidigitation to soil her.
you could have cast it.
Probably would have
You could have also
better
you could have also warmed her up. Oh no, wait, that's non-living. Yeah. But yeah. So you clean her up as she starts to spread her wings from now the less heft from the weight of the mud. Smith casts invisibility on her, and you see as this happens, she begins to disappear, and then after a second, Iluna, you feel the weight, you feel her take off from your hand as you watch into the distance towards the camp, as you don't see anything flying that way because it is invisible. All right, so with that, stealth check actually doesn't matter nearly as much because the drone of the insects is probably going to cover the sound of her flapping, because invisibility only stops people from seeing you, not hearing or smelling you, but she's no longer covered in mud. And she doesn't smell, so yeah, cool. So, is you waiting for Anime to get back before he goes?
Does you know about how long she would take to get back?
I would say you has seen Anime fly enough that you know that it's probably just going to be a minute for her to get back.
I guess he will prep himself while she is doing her flight.
Okay. So, as you feel the weight lift from your hand, you can hear that subtle flap from Anime's wings as you watch towards the camp. You behind you is prepping, getting himself ready, and trying to dress the part. And a minute goes by, and you don't hear her voice. Another minute goes by. You don't hear her voice in your head. It's not until about 4 minutes later you hear her call out to you in your mind through your Eladrin telepathic bond. And she says to you, "Hold your hand out. I'm coming back."
I'll hold my hand out. I'll look a bit worried. Well, not worried anymore.
You feel her. You feel her after a few seconds land in your hand. And while you can't see her, I don't know if do you tell anyone that she is back?
Yeah.
I only
would
ask because I'm curious if Smith dispels invisibility yet.
I do not yet.
Okay.
It lasts for an hour, so I'm gonna make sure we don't need it again before I dispel it.
Okay.
I'd like to be invisible.
Um,
It turned you invisible on that one off we did.
that's true.
I just be like, walk in with my spirit guardian, boom.
Oh God. You hear Anime's voice in your head as you feel her land in your hand. She goes, "I'm sorry to have taken so long. I figured with the fact that I was unseen, I would try and get a little bit closer. And I heard something that they were talking about. The one who was leading everyone, he says that they are boiling the water with the plans to cook the humans
I
and
knew it.
leave them there as a distraction. They said there are trolls that are in this area that they are trying to get away from. And that they are going to leave the cooked humans as a distraction and then move the camp further on into the swamps."
Does Iluna tell any of us
Good to
this?
know. Um. That it seems their enemies are trolls. Did you say a type of troll?
Rot trolls.
And that's who they're trying to get away from.
That is what she heard.
Yeah, that's. And they are. They were going to use. They were looking for a distraction.
Yes, they said. She said that they were boiling the water to cook the humans to leave the trolls a distraction, while they move the village further on.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave out most of that.
Okay.
Just that they're looking for a distraction. That's why they have captors. But their enemy is these trolls. So if you get to speak with them at all, that's who we can help them with. I still feel if we try to help 8 people escape plus us, they'll notice us. They might appreciate 8, 7, maybe even 11 people trying to help them, including the guards. She doesn't think the merchants would help very much.
Are any of them even going to help when they're being held captive? They're going to run.
They might. But the guards are loyal probably to Lylon, and if the problem are the trolls and not the lizard folk, we don't want them attacking. We don't want the trolls attacking Lylon either. What do we know about trolls?
So what exactly do you tell us?
But they're look what I just said. They're looking for distraction for the against the trolls. That's why they captured people.
So then let's kill the lizards and have the trolls eat the lizards.
The troll
Folk.
we can't kill. If we kill the what? Kill 50 lizard, a whole civilian.
Yeah, we'll kill the lizard folk
We want
and
the
have the
lizard
trolls
folk
eat them.
on the side of Lylon. What do we know about trolls? Is that like a
Those of you that want
live
to
under a
see
bridge.
if you can remember or see if you know anything about trolls, roll me a, I'm gonna say a nature check.
nature? Oh, okay.
My roll is, of course, taking its time. But I don't expect too much, because, I mean...
Yeah, there's always a chance.
8.
Oh, here.
Lucas, don't forget to roll.
Yeah.
You said they're looking for a distraction for the trolls?
Yes.
What kind of
They were
distraction?
their captors were to distract the trolls so they could all leave. The trolls are causing them problems. It seems.
I'm going to say while Cephas, let me see here, Smith, Iluna, Cephas, and me, you guys all know in general trolls are trolls by themselves in general are like these horrific large creatures that eat anything they can catch. They in normal cases don't really like have any kind of like any kind of alliances to anyone in general, but those of you that did go, and I actually think this would only be Iluna, when you went to the
Oh wait.
shit, what the fuck is it called? The Shrine of Savras. There was a troll there with the orcs and the ogres. Now, what these lizard folks said that anime heard about rot trolls, no one knows what that is. But I will say that everyone here in the group can make the assumption that if trolls and snakes exist, and that if trolls exist and snakes exist, and in this swamp a zombified snake exists, it could lead you to believe that it's a similar kind of creature.
I'd say we were going to try to make a deal. We didn't really have anything to offer them, but we have more leverage now to offer help with the trolls.
So, do you want me to talk to the leader and ask what we can do to help them, and we can get the humans and the ale?
Yeah, let them know we know of their prisoners and want to do a deal so we can get the prisoners in the ale.
Who are you inciting?
Roll an insight check.
Oh.
That's weird that it's also rolled to self.
I didn't roll to self. That's weird. Oh, I thought I thought it was supposed to be rolled to you only. Okay, I just read your message. Gotcha.
It's all good. Yeah. No. Hannah had asked if she could roll an insight check to see if she could tell if Iluna was holding anything back. I'm going to say based on that. Let's see here.
I just find the whole thing odd. I just find it really odd.
Yeah.
I would say based on what she told you, because of what it
Usually she's
is.
very detailed, that's why.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I because of how Iluna often is, more particular about details.
And then
But
Smith's
what those
questioning.
details could be that she is holding on to, you don't know. You also have no means by which to speak to anime to confer anything there. But you may, I would say, with an 18 insight, you know what? Here, just so I can do it fairly, Stacey, go ahead and roll a deception check.
I can.
But I wasn't deceiving.
No, you
I
know what?
can
That's
cast
true.
Speak
That's
with
true.
animal.
Actually,
just-
Speak with Animal does not work on anime. She's
No,
not
I'm just saying
a
because
normal
she
human.
usually is very detailed, and then Smith asked her, and then there was just
Well, yeah.
diversion to the trolls are the enemy, and they're trying to die. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
because I would say even with that regard, you wouldn't even necessarily have to roll an insight check, because I mean, if you know that about how Iluna is, you can make that inference.
Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to be party members sharing information. I mean, that I would want to know that. But yeah.
Know what? I said everything. I said that they got the humans as a distraction for the rot trolls, so they
Yeah,
can
well, when Smith
use.
asked what kind of distraction, you just said they're trying to distract them. So it just threw me off the whole. You're never really like that, Iluna.
They are just trying to distract them.
But he said what kind of distraction. You didn't specify. You just said he just wants to distract the trolls.
So does Iluna divulge any further details at this line of questioning?
Wait, people are questioning?
I thought Albina was questioning about the details of the matter.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, why so non-detailed today?
Why so vague?
Yeah, why so vague? You're usually really detailed and answered questions.
What a
Um,
weird way to say that.
What are you
What
holding back?
Iluna
I mean, I'm not going to say that.
details, what Iluna details, no say, you normal details lots.
I thought you were just just wondering
I'm not
what
even
I would be
sure
asking
what
about. I didn't know you wanted the role play
because
parts.
Yeah, I was curious what you were specifically asking Iluna.
Well, I would want to know like what kind of distraction like Smith had asked. That's mainly why I was like thrown off by all of this.
So
Why are you
they're
diverting the attention back to just the trolls when we ask about the distraction?
I'm totally not understanding what
Albina is asking when you
I
mentioned when you mentioned that Iluna, or when you mentioned that anime said that the lizard folk were trying to create a distraction for the trolls, and Smith asked what kind of distractions, and you said with the humans. That is what Albina is inquiring about. What kind of distraction are they making?
they have them captured. I don't understand.
Are they just planning on
Well,
killing
Meta,
the
you
humans?
said
I
you
imagine.
weren't going to tell us about the boiling water or any of that. That's why.
Well, that is out of. I don't think she even mentioned
That
the boiling water.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I double checked what you told us exactly because usually you're very detailed as a character. So, anyway, that's why I rolled insight because I said,
So what?
okay, Luna's like telling us a few words here in not very much detail.
Well, I would even say with that it would be, since that is, granted, I understand like, omission of fact, but I would say she's not actively saying anything deceptive against from what anime said. So there's really no deception. You can read that she has given you the information, but any line of questioning further. What were you going to ask Smith, though?
Well, are you just reinforcing that the humans are the distraction?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't think we should try to reason with these people if they're just using us as pawns and bait for these trolls. Humans
If anything, they're going
aren't.
to capture us.
Yes. I don't think we should try reasoning with these people. They're just gonna use us as bait for the trolls as well. I don't think they're gonna want our help. I think they have all the help they need in sacrificing us.
Then I still think you should try and.
Okay. We'll send you in, and
If
we
he
need some
feels
sort of
safe
signal though.
after he knows
Yeah,
that.
I
yeah.
mean,
If you
yeah,
feel safe
I'm
to
not
do it,
gonna like force him, obviously. But I think
I
there's
still think it's a bad idea.
I think we should just
diplomacy is
kill everyone.
the best
I don't like
option.
risking anyone knowing that they captured humans for troll bait.
I think we are
Exactly.
risking everyone by attacking because there's too many.
They're both risks, but we're more risk just to walk in
No.
there.
With the help from the soldiers, I think we would be at a much better advantage. Not to mention, I've dealt with much greater numbers before, and numbers aren't necessarily an issue in my book.
Well, I haven't, and I want all 8 of those people alive.
I
And
do
they
too.
can't. 4 of them probably can't fight at all. They'll be the first targets.
You think they can swim?
I mean, they are lizard folk.
No, I meant the people.
Oh.
How about these snails? Can they swim?
All right. So are we
I,
sending you in, or are
I'm
we saving that for next session?
I mean, I just want to know what is the next step, because that is going to be next session.
Yeah,
Sending you
you.
in.
What are you doing? What are you feeling?
Feeling more like
Or we could always get Jared's opinion too.
Yeah, we could wait. I mean,
We could always just talk it
whatever
over
works.
amongst the week, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Can't
I
we?
mean, yeah, if you want to send a message with at Jared and
We waited this long. I don't.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't
it
know.
is 9:30. Then you've been waiting for a lot of our decisions, Lucas. Sorry.
That's fine. Hey, I mean, it is what it is. Like discussion within the group to figure out what plan of action you're
Yeah,
taking.
usually we just
That's
go
fine.
in. So like I felt like we should discuss a little more. And we all had different ideas, so just to come to a general consensus. But it doesn't look like it's happening at this moment.
Okay, yeah. So what we'll do is just try and get a consensus for the entire group, since one of us is not here. One second. So while this is going on, you can still hear the commotions and everything going on down in the camp, and there's been lots of lively discussion. Anime has been sent out. Iluna explaining what she was told. Um, Albina with a bloodlust I've never seen before. Smith trying to think of this in a way that's going to make sure that, like your goal is to get those people out of there, get that AO out of there. I believe Seftis, what you said earlier about parlaying with them, right?
Yeah, I'm down for sending in to try and talk. We're going all out battle at this point. I know Smith said he's not concerned about the numbers, but I don't know. I've never fought 50 things before. It seems a lot. And apparently there's like women and children in there or something, didn't you say? So.
And as the group is having this discussion, and everyone, kind of pauses for a moment. Smith looks at everyone and says, wait. We've all spoken our piece and we've all said what we needed to, but what about me? And the camera pans over to the little goblin in the corner who's been sitting there this whole time listening to
Staring at
everyone
the ale.
discuss, listening to everyone, talk about their wants and desires. And as he goes to open his mouth, the camera fades to black and we'll pick up next session. Yeah, because that's fine. We can get Jared's opinion. I'll shoot him a message.
I didn't know if you were doing a poll or anything, but I put mine in there that way because sometimes I don't get the alerts on my phone, and I don't want to be like the one not to say anything.
So the thing is I definitely would like to, I want to talk with. I'll let him know like what has gone on in the session. I mean, he could even watch the VOD if he wanted. Oh, by the way, hey, have a good night, everyone. I'm gonna turn off the
Penis.
screen.